I was walking through the desert, searching for the truth. Left everything behind me, went looking out for you. Walking through the daylight and sleep under the moon. Where's every single sighting? A mirage just seems to move. You're 1,000 miles away, but if you come while I'm away, stay tonight, stay tonight. You're 1,000 miles away, but if you come while I'm away, stay tonight, stay tonight, yeah, stay tonight. If you come while I'm away, yeah, stay tonight, stay tonight, stay tonight. Went swimming in the ocean, don't know which one it was.
Good morning, everyone. Today,
Buenos dias, amigos.
Today, Serafin, the Midnight Bard, is joining me.
It is I, the Midnight Bard.
Or Owl. We're not sure which yet.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I actually figured out, when hair-raising narratives pointed out that that he liked my design, I kind of started messing around with it, and I think I figured out a way to happily marry the two motifs. I'm just, as a matter of fact, I'm working on it as we speak, so you might hear the dragging of a pencil from time to time.
That's fine. I mean, it's not like I've been drawing at all.
You've been drawing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's awesome.
I haven't picked up a pencil this whole week, but I've been too busy this week. So
I'm a huge fan of the arts, so anytime anybody displays any interest in any kind of anything, I am supportive 100%.
And I also have to go back to writing. I have a story. I wrote most of it. I just have to go back and do a little more work to it. But I got the meat and potatoes done, so I just have to add the cream and I don't know.
So it's like a recipe book or something?
No, but my allegory just fell out from under me. Okay, I'm gonna say hi to our chat first. Hello, Rando.
Okay.
Hello, Rando. Good morning. 42 is failing at things. Hello, Devil, because I can never say it. I know it's Germanic
Devil?
Yeah, I have such trouble with that word.
Like from Germany?
Yeah, well, I think.
From Germania?
You always throw an accent on everything and it makes it sound so different.
Please let me know, Germanic Devil. Are you from Germania?
Good morning, as the Raven dreams. Helix showed up as well. I couldn't imagine why.
Raven, you should go into the Among Us Discord. I posted a picture of my dinner last night, and it was a special type of toast that I think you will enjoy.
Oh my god. I already can see the bird crying. AK Falcon? Beacon? This is the funny thing, like I can read things, but I can't read them out loud. I am a narrator, guys.
I think it's Phoenix, AK Phoenix.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then
unless you want to pronounce it funny, in which case it's Phoenix.
Unless you want to say it like the bard.
Phoenix.
Creepy clown girl is here. Welcome.
CCG, hello.
Miss Creepy Tales is here. And
NCT, hello.
And King of Canadian Hill is here. Woo!
What is the abbreviation for that? King of Canadian, K-O-C-H. K-O-C-H, hello.
I just call him King, it's easier.
King, hello.
Fenhex? AK said how to pronounce her name, but I'm just...
It is... Yeah, Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at like the whole. This is how you break down to say something.
Like probably like a fennec fox.
The wrong
You ever
way
see-
Bar pronounced it was the right way, laughing my ass off.
The wrong way. It happens. Sometimes I'll half-ass my way into a correct answer. I don't know how that works, but it does. You know what they say? If at first you do succeed, try not to look surprised.
Make sure the surprise Pikachu face does not come across your face.
Yeah, really. It's like, yeah, I meant to do that. I knew all along.
I was just playing. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I said it wrong, ironically.
I totally knew that's how you pronounced it. But yeah, no, I have like that. I swear my brain is like duct taped together because like people like, well, you pronounce it this way, and they'll like break it down that way, like you can, and I'm like, no, you have to say it. You have to say it. That is the only way I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, well, sound out the word. Duct tape's in the way.
That doesn't help a lot of the time, though. I mean, like,
No.
gosh, there's been these words that I've been trying to read lately, like on some stories, and for the life of me, like, I don't know what this word is. I've never seen it before. So what I end up doing is I go to Google, and I search how to pronounce, and then I type in the word, and it ends up being like this mythological creature from Thailand. And they're like, oh yeah, that's a Uramaramocha, and I'm like, it's what? And I'm trying my best, and so ultimately what I ended up doing is I was like, okay, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say each syllable individually, and then I'm just gonna delete the space between them.
And no one will ever know.
Yeah, you know what they say. If it's dumb but it works, it's not dumb.
Yeah, what I do a lot of the time when it's a word that I come across that I can't pronounce, I'll just type the word in to Google, and a lot of the time you'll just get the pronunciation that you need. But it's just so funny. It's just like, I have never seen this word before. I have used this word before, but I have never seen written down in the English language.
Let's see. Germanic Devil says, look back in the chat. I have confirmation. You got the confirmation from me to the Germanic Devil name. But I'm looking in the chat and I'm not seeing it. Huh.
Ja? Was J-A it?
Ja.
Oh no, he says right here. I am from Germany, so yes.
Ah.
It's...
Ja. Guten Morgen.
How many languages do you know?
Not a lot. I know how to say hello in at least 6, but that's the extent of it. I don't know anything beyond that.
So my husband comes in, I say that, and I hear behind me, 4. I'm gonna kill you.
Apply yourself.
Shut up!
Oh.
I did apply myself. It's not my fault I was born with a dyslexic brain.
Dyslexic only in English. You'll be fine. That's not us.
Yeah, apparently, Japanese is made for dyslexic people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chinese and Japanese use a lot of the same base characters.
So Billzors has somewhat joined us for this stream.
I just can't get rid of-
Billzors!
He can't hear though. He just has
Oh.
to get ready for work.
Oh, well, tell him I said hi.
Serafin says hello.
Sup?
And the whole chat pretty much says hello as well.
I figured. Apparently I'm popular or something.
Yeah, because everyone loves me, so therefore they love you. That's how things work. Deal
Hey,
with
that's how it works.
it. He is the man behind the 242.
In this case, quite literally.
Mm-hmm.
The 141?
The 141. It'd be the 131 actually, because you're gonna go one back everything.
Well, I guess that makes sense. That's clever. Okay, I got you. I got you.
The freaking Rando was like, no, he's 24 until I meet him. And now he's Billzors because Rando literally met him last week. Hello, Dodge
Oh.
this. Yes.
Dodge.
She and Matt's chats are in my story tomorrow. They both
I saw.
did really good. I'm quite happy. I meant to put that in Famajiggy. I don't know. I don't think I
Yeah.
have a room. I meant to put them in the description. Not the description, the title, but I don't have room. I kind
What
of
did I
used it
do?
all.
Come back. What happened?
Are you breaking the internet again?
No. I broke the drawing that I did. Oh no. Hold on. I think. Yeah. There it goes. There's apparently some command to rotate it, and I did it on accident.
My dog
There
is
we go.
grumbling.
What kind of dog do you have?
A husky crossed with a German Shepherd.
That sounds like the.
She also just grumbled, "I love you." He's so adorable. I love my dog. Well, you've seen pictures of her. She's adorable.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember the pictures.
Follow the Instagram.
Oh.
I post pictures of everything there.
I might just, because, you know, I follow the Instagram of a lot of cute animals.
Yeah, she's posted on there a lot, and my pictures get on there, like the ones I draw go on there a lot too. And the in-between steps, so you can see the sketch and then the outline and then the actual coloring.
Ah, so you're doing it like the way the pros do it.
Well, hair raising narratives asked me to. He's like, I would love to see the in-between, so. Oh, I started posting the in-betweens.
So, what brew of coffee is everybody having today?
Orange
This is a
pecan.
coffee stream, isn't it?
It's a coffee tea stream. It says grab yourself a tea or a coffee.
Perfect, perfect. All right, cool.
I call it a
Good.
coffee stream because it's easier than saying a tea and coffee stream.
Not a morning stream.
I
There's some freaks of nature like me who don't like coffee or tea.
well, he's not exactly a freak of nature for that. I generally don't like coffee or tea either. I'm an energy drink person. I just can't have them a lot.
Okay, he used to be, and then his heart told him no. So
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
a
my-
drink person.
My heart got involved. It was like, hey, you know that thing you've been doing? Stop it.
Tea is pretentious water.
It's not
Yeah.
just water.
It's like
yummy.
enjoy your hot leaf juice.
I like my hot leaf juice. All coffee is hot bean juice.
That's true. I don't disagree.
My husband is playing with a dog. She's not angry. This is true. She was playful all this morning. I would like just put my hands out and then she would like run away. I'm like, my husband is totally getting ready for work. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, just pet the dog several times so that way you have the mental fortitude to face the day ahead.
Yes, and you know the funny part is she would actually definitely go and stay at Lowe's all day if she could. She loves.
Yeah.
She loves Lowe's.
She loves being around people.
And she loves Lowe's. Like, she gets super excited whenever she sees the signs. It used to be Rona, but then we don't work at Rona's anymore, so. Which is owned by Lowe's now.
We don't even have a Rona here. What is that?
It's a Canadian. So it's Canadian. It's Lowe's. It's literally owned by Lowe's now. They bought out Rona. So it's just Lowe's, but Canadian version. And, yeah. They're
Wow.
normally a bit smaller.
Okay. So it's like your neighborhood hardware store kinda.
Yeah, there are bigger ones too, but Most of those got changed to Lowe's now. And
He is so angry today.
she's gonna be very playful. Just stop by to say hello. Speaking of hair raising. Or
Hey, there's
HR.
hair raising.
He goes,
HR.
yeah, he goes by HR now. But I mean, it's weird to say that out loud. So hair raising's fine.
Like H.R. Geiger, the artist that created the what's it called, the xenomorph in the Alien movies.
Oh wow, I did not know that was his name.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a huge patron of arts, so like, you know, anytime an artist catches my eye, I'm like, all right, I'm all about you now. You've earned a fan. Is that what you wanted? You wanted to earn a fan? Well, you got it.
Funny part is Ace here is owned by Rona / Lowe's. So yes, Raven. Apparently, Rando might actually get a lunch.
Sweet. What for lunch?
I don't know. Hopefully not a bloomin' onion.
Yeah, I'm waiting on breakfast to be delivered. I think it was IHOP this morning.
You don't even know what you ordered?
Oh, I didn't order it, you know. I got people in the house with me, and they're like, hey, we're going to order some breakfast. And I was like, all right, you know, I'm going to be on a thing, so just leave it at the door and knock 3 times.
The thing I miss the most about the States is Outback Steakhouse.
My husband really misses the Outback Steakhouse. We don't have those.
Outback Steakhouse is really good. Oh, my gosh.
It is. I've had a bloomin' onion.
It's, oh, man, they have, like, this seared salmon. It's like, oh, my goodness. Like, seriously, I never even knew, like, you know, they cook it with a blowtorch. They're like, here's your salmon, sir. I was like, I love this. Ah.
Well, excuse me for being Canadian, okay?
You guys have salmon?
Yes, we have better salmon.
Okay, so just grab a blowtorch to one.
Better chocolate.
Really?
Our chocolate's better?
Yeah.
Okay, apparently our chocolate. Well, yeah, because we've got stricter rules on our chocolate content than you guys do.
What stricter rules are those?
The amount of content of certain stuff has to be higher than what it is in the States to be considered actual chocolate.
Like, what content are we talking about?
Cocoa fat, I think?
Not milk chocolate, actual chocolate.
Yes. But even milk chocolate has a higher standard here, too.
Yes.
Yeah, the cocoa butter to...
She's your problem now.
Okay, I'm used to that. Yeah, I just...
Like the HR department hair-raising narrative says, I love it.
Yes, he is the HR department. I still need to talk to him about my boss. I forgot to book that appointment. Welcome back, Miss Creepy Tales. Apparently, I can't be friends with Rando anymore. He hates chocolate.
That's perfectly feasible. I went on a date once with this girl, and I had no idea she was allergic to chocolate. Yeah, that did not end well.
Well, it's not something you would ever think that she's allergic to. That's different. They're allergic. But
I didn't even know
Rando doesn't like...
Well, doesn't like...
He doesn't like chocolate. He hates chocolate. He said he hates chocolate. It's not like he's allergic to it. He just hates it.
Oh. Well, that's sensible too, though. Like, for example, I don't like onions. You know? Everyone's
Therefore,
always like...
he will never eat a bloomin' onion.
Yeah, no, so, you know, blooming onions, onion rings, stuff like that. Everyone's like, oh, the onion rings at this place are the bomb, bro. You gotta try the onion rings. And I'm like, I'm good.
No, that's fair, because you don't like onions.
Yeah.
Sorry, my dog's drinking water. I'll eat it, just don't like it. I can smell good when they are being cooked. Oh yeah, they do smell really good. You would hate my house because everything gets onions in it.
Yeah, trust me, I've been in that situation where I'm like, you know, at people's places and everything's like, got onions in it. Oh, I hate it so much.
Well,
And, you know, like, the worst part about it is whenever you're a guest, you don't want to be rude. But at the same time, it's like, I can't eat an onion because I will gag. It's the worst.
well, Is it if it's cooked into something, can you eat it, or if it's there at all?
Like if it's barely even noticeable. Like for example, I've had slices of pizza where you didn't know there was an onion in it until it was already eaten, you know?
Oh, okay.
So in situations like that, no problem.
So
But
you'd be able
gosh,
to eat like my spaghetti sauce, where I like cook the onions in it forever.
yeah, like for example, spaghetti sauce is usually the exception to the rule because like the onion is like ba- basically an afterthought. You can barely taste it half the time.
Yeah, it's really good for the flavor, and onions are very healthy for you, and so is garlic. My nephew hates onions and mushrooms, and those are the two biggest things that were always in everything in my house growing up.
Mushrooms are delicious. And if you get the right kind, they can take you to different planes of existence.
Okay, no magic mushrooms here, dude. Like, we don't do with magic mushrooms.
Well, I'm just saying, in Super Mario 64,
Yeah, those magic mushrooms.
I haven't played a Super Mario game in forever. I don't even know what the mushrooms do anymore.
They make you bigger.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's what the mushrooms did. They made you were a little guy when you were running, and then you'd go and hit that very first one, and you would eat the mushroom, and you grow bigger, so you had an extra hit. And then, as long as you had that mushroom and you were still big, then you can get the flower or whatever else. I like how your onion. No, that actually is an onion. When I typed in onion on my phone, it would always do a chestnut for some reason, not an onion. I don't understand why. I would have onion typed in and it'd be a chestnut thing. It's weird.
My breakfast has arrived, and it appears that it is eggs, sausage, and toast made in Texas.
Well, it's Texas toast, and it is toast because it is toasted.
Mm-hmm. Super toasty.
Is it from IHOP?
I don't know. It's served on a plate.
Oh, so it sounds like they took it out of the container for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. I didn't know you had
It is.
roommates.
Yeah.
I assume I'm the only one who has roommates.
Nah. But, yeah. So, you know, it's interesting living. What can I say? There's a lot of personalities. And my two favorite roommates are my children, which are the cat and the cat and the dog.
They don't pay rent, but that's okay.
They don't pay rent. They don't cook. They don't clean.
In fact, they make bigger messes.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just stare at you like, what you gonna do about it?
Yeah, but then they do the thing where they roll over onto their back and, you know, they give you the eyes. And I'm like, how can I be mad when you present the belly for belly rubs?
Apparently, Dodge This 82 would love to listen to narrations of Serafin's date. In his interview with Matt's Chats, he talked about bringing a girl to church.
Oh, God, yes.
That poor girl.
Yeah, well, for anyone that doesn't know, we had this thing in my family whenever I was younger where we would go to church, every Sunday. And one Sunday we had a visiting pastor, you know, from a different congregation. And at one point, somebody in the congregation stands up and starts shouting profanities and obscenities, and you know, just basically starts acting very belligerent. And the visiting pastor says, "That person is possessed by a demon."
Oh my god.
So his two bodyguards come up and take this person by the arms and carry them onto the stage and perform an exorcism.
Right there.
So
On the stage with this random woman you've never met before.
right there on the stage with this person, and all of this is in Spanish, by the way, and my date does not know Spanish. The idea was, hey, date, you and I can hang out together, but I got this family thing to do. You can come along if you want, and then after it's over, we'll go off and do stuff together." And she says, "Yeah, okay, cool. I can sit through an hour of Spanish that I don't understand." And then this starts going down. And she's just looking at me like, "Is this part of the show?" And I'm like, "I have no idea what's happening. I'm so sorry."
Hold on, let me translate for you. Okay, so he's saying that she's possessed by a demon. He's going to do an exorcist. We are past the vomit row, so we should be fine.
Yeah.
They're gonna bring out ponchos for people in the front seat just in case.
If you're in the first 3 rows, you're in the splash zone. Just letting you know.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
So,
I feel so
yeah.
bad for that girl. Just like,
I felt terrible. I mean, like, especially because when we get to the car, because she and I drove together, right? And my family drove in a separate vehicle. So we get into the car and she says, "That was interesting. You guys have very different services than they do in English." And I'm like,
yes.
and I'm just like, "I'm sorry, look. I have to put this out there. That exorcism in the middle," and she's like, "That was an exorcism?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "That doesn't normally happen."
That is not normal. I promise we don't have exorcists every day. Wait, that was an exorcist? Shit, I should have brought my poncho.
Because, that's exactly how it went down. I was like, "Hey, that exorcism in the middle?" She's like, "That was an exorcism?" I was like, right. So, you've seen an exorcism now.
In Spanish.
Yeah.
You get this t-shirt. It says, "I survived a Spanish exorcist." And the Spanish exorcist shit. Sorry, I cannot.
Yeah, he's got the Spanish exorcist on the t-shirt just giving the thumbs up. Like, I went to a Spanish exorcism and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
And I didn't even understand Spanish. I wonder how much she tells this story.
The funny thing is, I thought for sure that was gonna be a deal breaker, but she actually hung around for a long time.
But apparently,
Yeah,
bro, I want that shirt. You should make it. You should make that shirt, man.
Yeah, that's a shirt that's gonna go on the Midnight Bard merch shop whenever it comes around. Like, I went to a Spanish exorcism and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
You've had some interesting dates. Mine have been pretty, so I met this guy online, we started dating, and then we broke up, and then I started dating this other guy online. Got no dates to tell you about.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, like, I don't know. My dating life is equivalent to my resume, which is extensive. And I'm not saying that to be like, "Oh, I get around." I get the women's. I'm just saying, like the dates that I've gone on have never been like, "This is normal." It's always been like, "How does it escalate this quickly, so out of control? I don't understand." There was
How does this happen every time? Go on a date with Serafin Barn, you're in for an interesting time.
I can definitely say, look, they're never boring, but it's never my intention to make them that exciting. It's always like, I wanted dinner and a movie. How did I end up breaking your fingers?
I get the women, Serafin 2021.
What's that?
I mean, we get quoted. It's so funny. Oh my god, I'm laughing so hard that I got tears coming down my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's never intentional. I never mean to, like, what's it called? Let these things get so out of control, but it happens.
My church, when I grew up, was from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. If anyone I dated made it through that, it would be husband-worthy. Holy shit.
We have churches like that here. I know exactly what Dodge is talking about.
And Dodge is like, whoa, broken fingers?
Oh,
No.
yeah, let's see. We went to an arcade.
Oh no.
And this arcade had a game that was basically like a Smash the Spider.
Oh
And
no.
it was really stupid because they would have like these spiders on the console that would light up, and whenever they lit up, you had to like, you know, smash them with your hand, like with your fist.
Oh my god.
And this is clearly a one-player game, but we're on a date, and we think, oh hey, let's do this together.
No.
This is a date. And I said, all right, cool. But then we start getting really competitive. So whenever the spiders start lighting up, it's like, okay, you know, gotta smash that spider before my date does. And at one point, we went for the spider that lit up on my side of the console at the same time. But she got there just a fraction early. And I just like smashed down on her hand because I was just like a second too late. So when her hand was on top of the spider, my fist came down on her hand like bam, and I was like, oh no. And at first she was like, ow, ow, ow. It's okay. But then the fingers start bruising, and I was like, we should take you to the ER. And we went to the ER, and they're like, yeah, the pinky finger is broken. So yeah.
So, my question is, I know you're married, so what was the first date you had with her? Like, that
was the exorcism.
Wait, you married her?
Yeah.
You definitely have to make that shirt. I was wondering if that was your wife. Oh my god.
that one was the exorcism, yes. Because that's what I meant, you know, like, I thought that was a deal breaker, but she hung around for like 10 plus years, so I was like, hey, you know what?
Apparently, an exorcism in Spanish with a woman that you can't understand it will make your life. Oh my god. At least it wasn't the woman that you broke the pinky with.
No, it was not. No, that was a high school date. Yeah.
Oh my god. That's even funnier now. It was the first date with your wife.
Yeah, that was the first date with the wife. Afterwards, we went to a Renaissance festival.
Oh god.
Yeah, so it was a weird one because, you know, it starts off with an exorcism and then it moves on to a Renaissance festival where I was dressed as a goblin. So
And apparently she saw something in you. With your exorcist goblinness. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything better, okay?
yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah. We don't speak of the exorcism anymore.
Well, I mean, it was over 10 years ago, but it's still funny that it's
Yeah.
how your relationship started.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a little unusual.
And apparently, I am back to 242 subs. Or 300.
Welcome back.
342. I keep doing that. 342 subs. I gained another sub. Yee. AK is now a sub. My feed told
Oh,
me.
sweet. Welcome, AK. AK actually did the sound mixing on the video that I'll be posting tonight, so she's extremely talented.
There's a lot of really talented people in this community, and quite astounding.
This community attracts the talented people, and I am here for it.
And the crazies.
And I am here for it. MCT says she needs an exorcism.
Okay, so you need to take her to that Spanish church, and
Need to take her to the Spanish church.
specifically, they have to speak Spanish. That's the rule.
Dodge says the wife got all the shades of Serafin in one day. That is almost true. She didn't know about my anime fandom until the week after.
Only took a week.
Yeah, it took a week. Yeah, hair-raising narratives. LOL, that poor girl. I'm like, I know. But here's the thing. She has had every chance to leave for 10 years and she's still hanging around. So.
Yeah, and now she can't go anywhere.
Yeah, so. Haha.
I mean,
You know, like the moment they were like, hey, I now pronounce you man and wife, I'm like, aha, you fool! You had your chance to escape.
here is my anime addiction. I was hiding it this whole time.
Hair-raising narratives. You ended up marrying her? Yes.
Yep. He ended up marrying the woman with the exorcist in the Spanish. That's freaking funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
when I met Bill for the first time officially, I had to fly down to Florida because one of us had to meet the other. So my mom, he paid for the ticket there. My mom paid for the ticket back. That was the deal. So he paid for the ticket down. And I'm like, I'm flying for 5 o'clock in the morning, my time, going across 3 time zones. And I think I finally meet him like, I want to say 5 in the evening. It was quite a long day. And then I'm like nervous. I'm like, I've known this guy for like 2 years, but I'm finally meeting him. And he said that he was going to pick me up and spin me and dip me and kiss me. I was nervous as all heck. So we run into each other, like not running into each other, but we meet in the airport. He starts spitting me, and all he can hear is no. Because I was so nauseous from being so nervous. I was scared I was going to puke. So
that is very sweet, though.
So all he is spitting me for the first time, and all I hear is no. And he married me. Heck, he even moved countries for me. Because I do not live in Florida. And oh my god, do not go to Florida in August.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. Any southern state in August is the worst.
Well,
As a matter of fact, just recently, just the other day here, we broke 105 degrees.
Well, I only recently found this out, but you guys, like America, like USA, you guys are, like, the whole country is having this really bad heat wave right now that we don't have up here.
I know why it is, and it's because I keep writing mad lyrics and they're fire. So I gotta stop writing my lyrics. I gotta stop, spitting my bars, because clearly I'm heating up the place entirely too much, and it just can't take it.
The whole country.
The whole country.
And apparently Rando loves Florida. He loves heat. He's a weirdo. I don't get it. No, because like I get out of the plane and I'm from the lower mainland. I'm from the Vancouver area where it's very humid and it rains so much you forget what the sun looks like, which is a true thing. I have forgotten what a blue sky looks like because it rained for like a month or 2 straight.
That sounds awesome. Actually, no, that sounds terrible.
It is. It's terrible. Totally makes your depression worse.
No, because I was thinking, like, that sounds awesome. I love it when it rains because then I get to sleep in. But then in my head, it's like, wait a minute. You can't record when it rains because you keep getting the rain in the background. I was like, damn it, you're right.
See, I don't get the rain in the background when I'm recording here, but it doesn't rain here nearly as much. So yeah, you actually forget what the sun looks like, and I didn't have a car at the time, so I biked everywhere in the rain. You learn how to have changes of clothes in that backpack because you need it. So
Probably a good idea to have like a weatherproof backpack too in that case.
it wasn't weatherproof, but I put the clothes in a separate bag inside. I had gotten smart, so I can put the wet clothes into that when I got there, and they wouldn't get the rest of the stuff wet. 42 smart. I now drive.
42 smart.
But now I drive, so I don't have to worry about that as much. So we get out of the airport, and I swear I walked into a steam room. 100% humidity. I could chew the goddamn air. It was so thick. I was like,
Yeah, that sounds like Florida.
where the freak did I just... And you can smell, I'm trying to place it, I know, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. It's, algae. I could smell algae in the air. It was so weird.
Algae?
Yeah, no, I could smell, I had just walked out, I was in Tampa? Did I fly into Tampa? I don't know, I swear I could smell algae in the air. It was so thick, and, it just smelled like I had, walked into, just near, an ocean, but we were quite far from the ocean, and I'm just like, what the frick? This was a terrible idea.
Yeah, Florida's wild. It's hot there.
It's hot and humid, and I would do it again.
Yeah, we have all the same. Well, I mean, for Billzors, I'm sure. Hey, why wouldn't you? Yeah, absolutely. What was I gonna say? Is
Mildew.
like
I
the
smelled
part
mildew.
of mildew? Yes, absolutely. Because it's a very humid place, so that's super easy for it to happen.
That's what I was smelling. I knew it was an earthy smell. I was like, I know what the smell is, but I can't place it. And of course,
I'm like, you smell that? That's nature.
that's over 10 years ago that I was there. So
Yeah, it's weird because here we keep our AC turned up until it feels comfortable, which usually ends up being around 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Which I don't know what that is in Canadian units, but
Celsius, you mean? Everyone else uses Celsius. You use Fahrenheit. Weird buggers.
but the thing is, whenever I go outside, for example, yesterday I went outside to get groceries, and it's just so such a big difference. It almost feels like the moment you open the door to step outside and it's so hot outside, it's like you're opening an oven that's been running. It's just bam. I'm like, holy cow, what did...
So
I almost forget that it's different outside. It's what is this?
So 60 Celsius or 60 Fahrenheit is 15.5 Celsius. And you said it got to 104 recently, which is 40 Celsius. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it doesn't sound bad to you, but boy howdy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Well,
I swear, every time that I feel it, it's oh no, it's come. The demon has come back to drag me to the place. But then I'm like, oh no, that's just Texas. That's how it feels.
I live in Canada, and I live in a really weird place. So I live in Calgary. I don't hide that. Come find me if you want. Good luck. I live in a city. The only person who probably can find me is Bird, because he actually lives in the city, and I think he has a pretty good idea where I live. That's fine. If he shows up, I'll just be like, okay, you want some tea? So there's these things called Chinooks here. So because we have mountains to the west and we have plains to the east, and the way that the air moves around here, nothing sticks here. it snows, it melts really quick. It gets really hot, it's gone shortly. It gets really cold, it's gone shortly. Like, we went from a heat wave here to within a couple of days, like, seriously cold again. Like, we were in, you're not gonna understand this, but we were like 31, 32 degrees heat wave, which is not very hot compared to your 40.
Well, according to my my what's it called right now, we're 29 right now, so I can see where you're coming from.
So we were at 89, so let's go with 90. So let's say it's 90 degrees here 1 week, and then it went down to 60 the next week.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
drastic.
Yeah, so there is no getting used to anything here. I have an AC because those couple of days I need the AC, and then the next day I had my heater back on because it was too cold. Like right now it's 13 and it's only supposed to get, let me see what my mother's going to tell me right now. It's only supposed to get up to 16 today, so I should turn that off. It's supposed to get up to 22, then 27, 29, 22, 25. Like, it's nothing. So we're gonna, Tuesday I'm gonna be a little warm where I'm gonna need, Monday and Tuesday I'll need my AC, but I won't need it for the rest of the week. And that is how 42's world is. Welcome to Calgary. I'm out of tea.
Raven would like you to know that he can find you if he wants to, because he is a bird after all.
That's fine. I mean, same thing. Raven, if you showed up, I probably like, you want some coffee? I don't know if my roommates drank it all because I don't drink the coffee anymore. But let me see what I can find you.
You gotta offer him toast as well.
Only Canadian toast though. Yeah.
That's not as fun.
I don't have Texas toast in my house. We don't keep it in the house. The only time we have it is because we want French toast. Because it makes the best French toast.
Doesn't it?
It really does. You soak it, and it's just perfect. It's just the perfect toast for French toast. It's perfect bread for French toast. God damn it. But yes, Mr. Bird, or Birds Broadcasting, lives in the same city as me. Actually, not even that far. I think he's 5 minutes drive from me. We are that close to each other.
That's actually really cool.
It was so funny. I was like, I saw a picture and I went, and I private messaged him like, wait a minute, I think I know where you are. And they like gave me the like area that he lived in. I was like, oh my god, you live 5 minutes from my house. And I mean, I drive 20 minutes to work every day. The city's not that small.
So, out of curiosity, have you guys met in person?
No.
Okay.
The pandemic, I don't want to put him at risk. And also, he does have a son, so I definitely don't want to put him at risk in any way. Maybe when things die down, might see if he wants to meet up and say hi.
Yeah. A couple of things I wanted to address here.
Okay.
According to King of Canadian Hill, 100 degrees Fahrenheit is 100 warm beavers in Canadian measurements. So each beaver is roughly 1 degree Fahrenheit.
Apparently.
MCT says she will marry a Canadian and move there, and then you and her can eat snacks together.
I'm okay. Well, yes, but the thing is, where in Canada are you going to move? Because it is a very big country. We are bigger than the States.
I have an uncle who lives in Canada.
Yes, but he lives in Ontario, doesn't he?
Ontario, yeah.
Yeah, he's a day drive from me, without stopping.
Day drive.
A day drive.
Well, that's not actually like all that impressive, because I could drive a whole day and still be in Texas. It's ridiculous. Like, oh my gosh. It's so bad. One time we had to go to Louisiana, and I can't believe how long it took to get out of here. It was like, why are we still in Texas?
Well, Texas is huge, and it's quite wide. Okay, hold on.
It really is. Just like my ex-girlfriend. What?
Good thing thing. I wasn't drinking tea that time because that would have been all over my keyboard. And my keyboard is rainbow, and I'd be very upset if I ruined it. So the funny thing is, when I go to work and I have to clock in, I always look at the keyboard going, why is there no lights? Every time. What's wrong? Where do I turn the lights on? And then I remember not everyone's keyboard glows.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing. To be fair, I have not had a glowing keyboard for that long. I went out of my way to finally get one because I got tired of having to have the lights on when I want to type. So I got a glowing keyboard, and now I'm like, anything else is just sad.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not rainbow, and rainbows are pretty. Hold on. Calgary to, let's go with Toronto.
Half the drive from Kansas to Texas was in Texas, says As the Raven Dreams, and I am 100% not surprised. Like, I believe
I
that.
am wrong. It is a 2-day drive. It's 32 hours, and I would have to go into the States to get to Toronto.
What? How?
Because
Is it because there's woodlands or something?
Because it's faster, because if you go down to the States, because Toronto's so low, like, if you put a straight line more, like, let's say you did a straight line for the States, a lot of Ontario and Quebec would actually be in the States. It's that far south. Like, Toronto is right next to Michigan. So yeah, it would actually make me drive through Calgary, or drive through Alberta, drive through Saskatchewan. When I get into Saskatchewan, I go south, go through North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and then I would get to Toronto. And it's
Why do they call it Minnesota if they call it a pop?
Minnesota. I don't know. I call it pop.
Uh,
When I go to Louisiana, it's Coke. And what kind of Coke do you want?
Yeah. Louisiana plays by their own rules.
I want a Coke. What Coke? Cokey Coke? Dark Horse. Sorry.
According to AK Phoenix, or AK Phoenix, I gotta pronounce that right. She lives in Alaska.
Oh. She used to do my hat. And hello, General. I just saw General's here, too.
Yeah, General's here. Dark Horse is here.
Dark Horse, even though Dark Horse is also a comic, it reminds me of...
Dr. Horrible
yes,
sing-along.
yes. Every time, that's what goes through my head, Dark Horse.
Yes, same.
And he's never seen it. He doesn't know the joke. He needs to see it.
Yeah. Oh no, it's because it's not Dark Horse, it's Bad Horse. I just thought about it.
I think so too. I think you're right. I think it's Bad Horse, not Dark Horse.
Yeah,
That's close enough.
He rides across the nation, the thoroughbred of sin. He's got the application that you just sent in. It needs evaluation, so let the games begin. A heinous crime, a show of force, a murder would be nice, of course. Bad Horse, it is Bad Horse. I hear laughter.
You're not wrong. It is Bad Horse. But the fact that you can just sing that off the top of your head. A murder would be nice. Okay, so it's Bad Horse, not Dark Horse. But you know what? It's pretty close.
Yeah. Dark Horse, according to a Google search, is actually a song by Katy Perry. I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah,
yes.
Is. And it's an Egyptian-based thing. I don't know. Apparently Dodge would like you to stop singing because it's getting hotter. So stop.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I think we all went up at least a couple of beavers.
Just a couple more beavers went on.
Yeah, per King of Canadian Hill, a couple of degrees Fahrenheit. A couple of warm beavers. I'm always gonna assume from now on that Canadians measure temperature by beavers.
We really don't, but I just can't believe you were able to say that right off the top of your head. Oh, that was great. I still think that's a dab, even though it's supposed to be copying into your elbow. It's like that's dabbing. That's so. Dabbing.
I thought it was a dab too. Like I was like, wow, YouTube like keeping up with the trends.
I mean, it's old, but
yeah. I mean, it could be older. There could be an emoji for planking.
God, planking. How many people died planking?
People died?
Yeah, people planked in bad places and end up dying. People are idiots.
I'm trying to picture in my head what's a bad place to plank, and I'm not.
Like on a street.
Did they plank on the street? Jesus.
On roofs. I thought this was applause for a while, which is the washing of the hands.
Oh.
Yeah, Joe, it's just so funny. I still think it's a dab. I don't care what they say. It's a dab. Yeah. I have a friend. Not a friend, but I have a coworker that he dabs whenever he sees certain people every time.
Nice.
Now I'm doing walk like the Egyptian back to him because I'm old. Walk like an Egyptian. It's got your hand out front at a Z, and then your hand in the back out like a Z, and then you just like kind of swing it back and forth. And that's walking like an Egyptian.
Oh man, is Canada one of those places where you guys pronounce Z as Z?
Yes. Nope, 42 is wrong. We also measure in mooses as well. Yes, I also do say Z a lot, but it is supposed to be Z. Because we're British.
I mean, I don't know. Like every time I picture Zed, I'm thinking of the bad guy from Power Rangers.
Not wrong.
Rando is back. Welcome back, Rando.
Welcome back. This stream, you missed stuff, man.
There was singing. We're measuring units. We're measuring temperature by beavers
and mooses.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that in America we'd measure distance as the eagle flies.
Probably.
We measure calories by Big Macs. I don't know.
Well, I've seen. So it's like, okay, so America refuses to use the metric system. To be fair, when there's a lot of stuff we don't use the metric system for that we should be. Like I'm 5'10". I should be saying that in centimeters. Couldn't tell you what that is in centimeters, and if you told me, I'd be like, okay. I don't know what it means. How many mooses tall are you, Bard, in 42?
Well, I'm American, so I think I measure roughly like three and a quarter eagles.
He says I'm a half a moose tall. I'm going to go with we're a half a moose tall because me and Bard are actually the exact same height.
That's true.
We
are the exact same height, which was surprising.
Which was funny when you're like, well, I keep thinking you're short because you use the chibi characters. And I'm like, I just like chibi. I like the chibi look. I think it's adorable. But I'm actually quite a tall woman.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with that.
Nope.
Tall people are tall. You need them so that they can reach the things on the high shelves.
It's so funny. Sometimes I do that for my coworker. She'll like reach you for something. I'll walk over, grab it, pat it to her. She's like, "I hate you. Thank you." We are 5'10", Dodge. We are 5'10", both of us. I am a tall person, and there are problems with being tall. Not for a guy.
I don't know. I mean, there's some problems with being tall. For example, my joints get really weird sometimes.
Well, I meant clothes-wise. Like, you don't have problems, because 5'10" is about average height for a guy. while 5'10" is extremely tall for a woman. So I buy pants, and I used to like care if they went down to my ankles like they should, and I've gotten to the point where I'm like, it fits my hips. I don't care if it looks like I'm ready for a flood. Yeah, you never know what kind of weather you're gonna get in Calgary, anyways.
That's great.
But yeah, no, I've had people like I'm like, I hate it. I hate. That's my least favorite thing. I would have to go out of my way to like, especially with the pandemic, so I can't try pants on right now. So it's just like, so I like will buy pants. I always buy my pants secondhand because I work and they rip a lot. And I ain't paying tons of money for pants that are only going to last like a couple months. So I'll get home, like, it fits me in the hips, look down, it's way above my ankles. Do I really care right now? Fits the hips. Yeah, we're fine. Because then I have to return them, and I have to go get another pair of pants that might not fit because I can't try them on. First world problems.
First world problems indeed.
It's just, I used to like grab like 5 or 6 pairs, try them on, and then like 2 of those would fit me. Because women's measurements are stupid, and I don't like guys' pants because they're a little too big in some places.
I don't disagree. Tried going on a date with a guy who was 5 inches shorter than me. I couldn't stop trying to hold his hand when we crossed.
Like, come here. You're too short. Come here. I got you, sweetie pie.
Oh, man. What's worse is, I don't know, like, you could kind of play that off as like, you know, a thing like, hey, we're on a date. I just want your hand. But, you know, it's somewhere in the back of his mind, I have to picture that he's like, I don't need you to hold my hand to cross the street. I'm a grown man.
I'm a full-grown goddamn man. Now give me my goddamn lollipop. Needless to say, it didn't work out. I wonder why.
You know, I love to say that also, like, hey, I'm a grown man, and until it benefits me to not. Like, so, like, for example, the lollipop thing that you just said, you know, like, every time I get a vaccine, I was like, where's my lollipop?
I know. You get a shot. I'm like, where's my lollipop? You put chemicals in my body. I should get lollipop.
Yep.
Here's my adult card. Now give me lollipop. Also, don't give that back. I don't want it anymore. I'll go live back with my parents.
I'm the exact same way with a lot of things too, because, you know, like, for example, I have very nerdy hobbies, and sometimes, you know, it's a little weird. Like, for example, when the pandemic started, I wanted to play Animal Crossing's New Horizons, and it wasn't available anywhere. And like, me and my wife, we both wanted to play it at the same time, so it looks really weird for a grown man to be buying this game for children. So I go in there and, you know, I'm like, you know, trying to buy the game at the last place that had it, which was a Target. And I go in there and I was like, hi, you guys said that you had Animal Crossings on your website, and the guy's like, yeah, we have them. And then we walk down like the aisle with all the games and the toys, and I'm like, ooh, toys. we get to the game, and I was like, that's the one right there, you know. Animal Crossing, a really super cute, super chibi game with Mortal Kombat on one side and something else that's bloody on the other end. And I'm like, yeah, that's the one with the cute animals. And then the guy's like, grabs one, and I'm like, give me 2, please. And he grabs the second one. He's giving me a look at this point, and I'm like, they're for my kids? I don't have kids. But, you know, I'm like, they're for my kids, you know. I'm not a grown man trying to play cute games where I can talk to animals.
Hello, fearsome.
Hey, fearsome.
They are for my children.
Yeah. That's usually what I end up doing. Same thing with Pokemon cards, you know, because I'm like, I want to buy the Pokemon cards. Right now they're the 25th anniversary, and they have the big ones, the ones that are like a big size card. And they're like, yeah, here you go. You only you can only have one per household. And I'm like, but I have 2 children.
You're not wrong though. You do have 2 children. They just happen to be a cat and a dog.
I know.
Oh my god.
And they're usually like, oh, well, we'll make an exception for you, sir, since you're getting them for your kids. And I'm like, yes,
My
kid.
children.
my kids, the dog named Scout and the cat named Goblin.
Oh my god. My
So, yeah.
children.
They're for my children.
See, Lulu has a very human name, so it helps.
Yeah.
Also, I
yeah.
would care. Like, don't judge me. I'm paying perfectly good money for that. I don't have kids. I'm a grown-ass woman who plays video games. Now give me goddamn video games and don't give me that judgy look.
Animal Crossing and Doom came out in the same day. Yes, Raven, he's absolutely right.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
And Animal Crossing was like the hardest thing to get your hands on.
Yeah, yeah. But oh my gosh, I spent that entire summer on during the pandemic, when it first started, just like planting trees and building houses. It was like, yay! There was a cat named Punchy on my island, and he tried to move off, and I was like, no, Punchy, I love you.
Dude, I went to Walmart to buy one of those cases that holds 50 CDs. The kid looked at me like, what the hell is that, and why are you still alive?
I just did the same thing to organize my PlayStation games. I was like, I need one of those cases that holds the CDs, because like the individual game cases are taking up too much space. And same exact thing. I was like, hey, do you guys have a case that holds CDs? And it's like a teenager, and he's like,
What's
they
a
still
CD?
make things in, yeah, he's like, they still make CDs? And I was like, well, they also hold like console games. And he was like, oh yeah, we got those for you, bud. And I was like, okay.
Yay, I'm not alone.
Mm.
I remember that. I used to have a little itty bitty one because I had a CD player in high school, a portable CD player that I would
Yes.
go through a new one every year. I drop things a lot. That has not changed.
Yeah, same. I dropped my CD player so many times. I had to replace it at least once a year.
Same. My last year, that portable CD player survived. Don't know how. It lived. And I was just like, how do you still work? So I had a little mini one. And like a little mini case so I could switch CDs throughout the day. And then, you know, that last year or just a year before that, that's when the
Yes, actually, I remember that because I ended up getting an iPod my senior year. So that it was the old one too, the scroll wheel one.
Me too.
Yeah.
Mine was black and white. It had a white screen and oh god, it was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It was horrible. I did not like it actually. My mom got it used, and I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy using it, so it didn't get very much use. But now my lovely phone carries all my music for me, and it fits very nicely into my pocket,
Same.
which is weird.
Yeah. It like your phone will do literally everything these days, which I think is great.
Our phones are more powerful than the computers they used to put us on the moon.
And here I am using it to play Candy Crush.
Crush that candy. And play
Yeah.
music. And text people randomly. And use all the goddamn data, Rando. I mean, what? Rando sends me like all these TikToks all the time, which I love, but I was getting so bad because I kept watching them and I don't have unlimited data. I only have 10 gigs and I'm like, I have 2 gigs for the rest of the month. I have to stop.
I had to get switched to an unlimited data plan because I kept going over. I had no way of regulating that. I was like, look, I'm going to be looking at YouTube videos on my phone. You can't stop me. I'm gonna be what's it called? I'm gonna be looking at Reddit on my phone. You can't stop me. You know. So I'm like, at one point I'm like, you kind of just have to like bite the bullet and just go for the unlimited.
It's not an option with the company I'm with. I'll be right back though. I just have to go use the washroom real quick.
Okay. Very cool. In the meantime, we're switching over to Bard Hour here at the 242 Coffee Stream. And Bard would like to say a couple of words. Cardboard. Table. Orange. Plastic. Trolley. I'm at a loss for words now. I don't know what else to say. Can you sing us a song, please? Sure. Are there any requests? It's got to be a song that I know. And I have a specific register. It falls just short of falsetto and somewhere, say internet. Internet. Let's see, going down that rabbit hole. Internet. Website. Proxy server. Data. Yeah, so let's see. I'm trying to think of a song that I know. Whatever I sang a few minutes ago. Oh, okay, well that's good. I was about to break out into the Pokemon theme song. Rides across the nation, the thoroughbred of sin. He got the application that you just sent in. It needs evaluation, so let the games begin. A heinous crime, a show of force, a murder would be nice, of course. Bad whores, bad whores, bad whores. He's bad. Yeah.
I'm back.
Salmon. Oh.
Salmon. Salmon.
Yeah. So, yeah, you missed all of what happened just now.
I know.
It was a thing.
Something about salmon. And
Yes, absolutely. Something about salmon. That's exactly what it was. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Wow, where's the tip jar? I don't have one. But 42 didn't walk in. I was gonna say, if you want to give me a tip, I have PayPal. That's it. That's all I got. And a Patreon. And Serafin also has a Patreon
It's true.
that I have joined
I post things on there all the time.
all the time.
It's true. At least once a week. What was I gonna say about Oh yeah, so Bad Horse came back.
You mean Dark Horse?
No, I don't.
See, this is the problem. Like, I have a pot of tea, and then about halfway through the stream, I have to go use the washroom. Every time. Apparently you sang a song.
I did.
I will go back and listen to it later. This is my stream. I can do what I want.
It's true.
Not like it's not the first time I've gone back and listened to a couple of things.
Are you not the type that goes back to listen to your own streams after they've concluded?
No, I don't normally do that.
Okay, I do. And for me, it's usually like okay, am I doing a better job enunciating thing? Because I have this thing where, you know, whenever I get like super excitable, my words run together. And it drives me nuts because sometimes I'm listening to myself and I'm like, golly, I need to slow down. I'm like a golden retriever that just saw a piece of bacon, you know. It's like, and yeah, my words start running together real frequently. It's been driving me crazy because, like, with a lot of the stuff I've been narrating lately, I'll go back to edit it, and whenever I'm listening, I'm like, golly, I gotta slow down. I'm like trying to like race, like to sprint through this story, and I should really take my time with it. I mean, where's the fire?
Yeah, well, it's the problem because sometimes you're like, some stories you like slow and steady is what you need, but sometimes you actually need that fast pace because that person's frantic right now. That person is scared. So if you were like, and then the monster came running after him, instead like, the monster came running after me and I was terrified. That works better instead of the monster was running after me and I was terrified. Well, you want to put more emphasis in that they're scared. So yeah, but I know for a fact I've gotten better in my pronunciation because I can tell with my narrations I've gotten better. And my husband's gone like, yeah, you pronounce things way better than you used to. You've gotten so much better. So
It's what do you call it? It's a learning process.
yes, well, the whole reason for YouTube was therapy. So
Yeah.
and now I'm at 342 subs. My therapy is going great.
I was gonna say, it sounds to me like the therapy's going fantastic.
Yes. And yeah, I'm enjoying this because I get to finally do the acting I always wanted to do. I wanted to be an actress when I grew up. Well, fuck it. You know what?
Did I?
You wanted to be an actress?
I did want to be an actress. I looked up to like the lady who played Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. I was like, she is so pretty and tough. I want to be exactly that.
I wanted
Got real quiet for a second.
I was trying to think of the best way to say. I'm like, he agreed that he wanted to be an actress, not an actor. He wanted to be an actress. Well, time to bring out the makeup and show you how to put the fake boobs in.
I was gonna say, it's like, hey, that's the yes and brand of humor that you learn at an improv place. It's just like, yeah, just whatever they say, don't let it faze you. Just yes, that's exactly what I meant.
Take care, Rando. Don't work too hard.
Adios, Rando.
So-
Thank you for stopping by.
What I was saying though, the company I'm with doesn't have unlimited internet quite yet. I know they're going to get it because their sister company does. So in Canada, there are three major cell phone companies. There's TELUS, Rogers, and Bell. And I'm with Virgin, and Virgin is the little sister of Bell. Bell has unlimited. TELUS has unlimited. Rogers has unlimited, but I'm pretty sure other little companies, in quotes, like their subs, like there's Fido, Virgin, and Kudo, and they're all they're the little company of the big ones. Basically, is the best way of putting it. Like TELUS is also Kudo, Bell is also Virgin, and Fido is also Rogers. It's really weird how it works. So Bell has it, and I almost did go with Bell, but it would have been a significantly more. And also, the phone I wanted, they didn't have for Bell. They did. They had changed that. That's right. But it was a significant amount of money, and because I've been with Virgin for so long, I also saved money. I got like $5 off my bill because I've been with Virgin for so many years at this point. So
Yeah, I mean, there is something to be said about brand loyalty. Usually you end up earning some perks.
yeah,
Whether or not the perks are worth it is, completely up to you, though.
well, it was the biggest problem was like, okay, I can go with Bell and lose the $5, but it was like $20 more a month. It was like I was already paying quite a bit because I got a higher end phone, so it cost more. And I'm looking at going, I don't know, like I don't know if I really want to. And there was some other reason too that there was a reason why I didn't go with Bell. On top of that, I can't remember it, but it was the money, and also Virgin had something else going on. And I've had 10 gigs for going on like quite a few years now, and I've only gone over a couple times. For the most part, I'm pretty good. Like, it tells me when I'm like reaching up, and I'm like, okay, I pull back, and I can watch YouTube shows and stuff, but I can only watch so much on my.
Vendetta Dylan has just joined us. Hey, Dylan.
He's actually going to be on a coffee stream next month.
Nice. I'm excited.
Yes. So it's going to be interesting. Hopefully he doesn't end up like the last guy that I hadn't really talked to all that much, who didn't show up for 2 of my streams.
Wow.
Well, the first one was his internet was crappy. The second one, he apparently had to go help his cousin in the basement, and I'm like, yeah, but tell me.
Yeah.
Like, that happens. Shit happens. Tell me.
Por favor, dime. No importa that you have to go help your cousin in the basement, but por favor, dime que el cousin está en el sótano, please. Please.
Oh, what Bard said. I kind of got some of that. Look, I barely speak English. I know a little bit of French.
Nothing wrong with that, you know. I am fluent in Spanish, and I'm like, it's okay.
I keep trying to
Helix is still here.
He never disappeared this whole time. He's just been silently listening, going, "Sing me another song, Bard."
Well, everyone got 2 songs.
I only got 1.
It was the same song. It was Bad Horse.
Oh, was it Bad Horse all over again?
It was Bad Horse all over again. It was requested by King of Canadian Hill, so I did what I had to do.
Which was
the buck.
Sing Bad Horse. Bad Horse,
Yeah.
Bad Horse. Apparently, Helix got food.
What'd you get, Helix? Tell me.
I need to eat after this, and then I have to do research. Otherwise, someone named Serafin might get a little upset with me tomorrow.
It's really hard for me to get upset. I mean, trust me.
Well, so tell me about the Ogopogo. It lives in the Okanagan Lake, and that's it. Stream over. Click.
It looks like the Loch Ness Monster. That's kind of cool, I guess.
It has a native name that I can't pronounce, and that is all I know. Thank you for joining us.
Felix got the clown food, which I'm gonna assume is McDonald's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh, I try not to eat McDonald's. It doesn't make me feel good. Though the last 2 days I went out for food and I got Tom Yum soup, and it's
I don't know.
really good. It's Thai.
Oh,
It's
okay. I
so
thought it was
good.
like a franchise that you were talking about. Like, I got
No.
Tom Young.
No,
I was like,
no.
what is that?
It's from Thai Express, I think that's what they're called. Yes, I go so many times that I totally know it. Hold on, I took a picture of something, so I'll actually know what it's called. Yeah, Thai Express, yep. And it's supposed to be the spicy soup, and I'm like, I eat it, and I'm like, there's like no kick to this. I don't know why it says it's spicy.
I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, look, I'm Latin, bro. When you say it's spicy, you're gonna really have to kick it up a notch.
No, I'm a whip when it comes to spicy. My husband went out of his way to slowly up my spice ability. Like, because he wanted to be able to throw some Cajun spices into things. Because he's from Louisiana, where everything he makes is a little spicy, because that's how you get the flavor. So he, like...
Oh, he from Louisiana? He from New Orleans?
Around that area, yeah.
Oh, he don't like that gumbo, do he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he makes gumbo, actually. And he's made po' boys.
Gumbo good. Po' boy.
Uh-huh. And
I'm trying to mimic a Creole accent. I think I'm failing.
You
I'm
are.
sorry.
You are. I'm sorry. I've talked to his mom a lot, and I went down there and left with Louisiana accent. So, a Canadian girl with a Louisiana accent. It was very confusing.
Life was weird that summer.
Oh, well, no, I lost it on the plane ride home. As we were on the
Life
plane.
was weird for that day.
For that day, I was like talking, and I'm like realizing that I'm like slurring my words, and I'm like talking like this, and I'm like, wait a minute, I picked up a Louisiana accent while I was here. This is weird, eh? As I'm throwing my Canadian stuff in, so every time I try to do a southern accent, I always like a little bit Louisiana in there.
So here's a question for you. Do you guys have a Jollibees up there?
Yes.
Okay, see, like everybody lately has been telling me, dude, you gotta try Jollibees. It's so good, but there isn't one near me.
You know what?
Is it?
Eh,
It's not good, is it?
it's not to my standards. Like, it's spaghetti and chicken. And their spaghetti is overcooked. The noodles are mush. I'm like, al dente. Give me al dente noodles. Al dente means, right, what you did was overcook the goddamn noodles. But there's no, like...
It's apparently... What was I gonna say? It's apparently MCT's favorite place to eat.
I'm sorry, MCT, but, I'm sorry, I, like, my spaghetti... Like, spaghetti to me, which this is not how spaghetti is supposed to be, should have all the veggies in it. All the veggies. Maybe some meat. And all over the noodles, the al dente noodles. And then it's just like a soup. Soup. Can't forget the mushrooms. It's how my parents always made it. It's a very, that's not how you'll ever find it at a restaurant. And I know that if I went to Italy, that's not how I'm ever going to get it. But it's what I grew up on. You would put you put the mushrooms in, the carrots, the celery.
El Dente is a wrestler too.
Al dente! He comes to fight! It is al dente!
It's lucha libre style. Oh, Lord have mercy. That is good stuff.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Oh, man. Yeah. Like living in a weird part of Texas where like there's a lot of Mexico influence. What's it called? Lucha Libre is just like a thing that just is everywhere in some places. So there was one time when I had really messed myself up, like doing martial arts. Like I was hurting, like so bad. So I went to this chiropractor that was recommended to me. They're like, "Hey, he does chiropractic." And that's how the guy pronounced it. He does chiropractic for athletes. And I was like, "Okay, I mean, I guess I'll try it." I went in there. This dude had a collection of lucha libre masks on his wall, and like on the opposite wall, there was pictures of him with all of these luchadors.
So,
and I'm like,
he's not a chiropractor for athletes. He's a chiropractor for lucha libres.
Yeah, so I'm like looking around, like, whoa, what did I just walk in on? And the guy's all like, the guy walks up to me and is like, "Hey, you here for chiropractic?" And I was like, "You too?" And I was like, in Spanish, like, yeah, I got pain all over my back and in my shoulder area. And he's all like, "Okay, follow me to the back room." I'm like, "Okay," follow him to the back room. And he's got this like store mannequin, like the big tall mannequins that you would see at like a retail store. And he's got like a lucha libre costume on him, like the spandex tights, the mask over his head, a cape that's all blinged out. And I'm like, "So, you're a fan of lucha libre?" And he's like, "I have worked with the best wrestlers of this generation, like me." And he starts listing them off, so like he's just like listing off these names that I'd never heard about before. It's not my scene, but he's like super proud about it. He's like, "Yeah, and I work with El Murciélago, and I work with El Dente, and I work," and he just starts going off. I'm like, "Wow, that's really impressive." And then he's like, "Okay, lay down on the bed. We're about to kick the butt of whatever's hurting you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And that, when I say that was the most painful 2 hours of my life, God help me.
But were you feeling better afterwards?
No, I felt terrible for the next 2 days, and then after that, I felt great.
So he kicked your ass,
yeah,
and then put you back together.
Basically, he's like, "Oh, it's this kind of thing. Like, and before you get better, it's gonna get a lot worse."
I just love the fact that it's like El blah blah blah, El blah blah blah, and it's like there's a lot of L's here, and I know it's like le and la. It's the same thing. It's the. that's basically
Yeah.
in front. But it's just like, wow, he seems to know a lot of L's.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm El Serafin.
Yes, you're the Serafin. Yes.
I am El Bard.
I'd be L242. Well, however you say it in Spanish, it probably doesn't sound as good. El dente.
You can say it two different ways. You can be like, I'm el 242, or el 242. Both ways sounds the same.
Well,
They-
because
they
it's
both
not
mean
a number in the front. It's the word two. No one ever seems to put that together. It's the word two. T-O, not the number.
That would be weird then, because it would be like, it's el al 42.
It's
No, you would
the
have-
2 to the 42.
It's el, and then it's al, because 2 is al. So, I am el al 42.
Well, this week's it just doesn't translate. The Midnight Bard is about to send you something.
Yeah, Raven's about to send me something. I'm ready for it.
Oh no.
Which reminds me, I just sent you something over Discord too.
Yes, I saw that. I will take it later. I
Great.
will add it to things. If everyone doesn't know that we do the podcast tomorrow, because it changes every week, where it's or every month it's going to be changing. We do wow, I named the goddamn thing, but heaven forbid I can remember the name of the goddamn shows. Myths and Mysteries. We do it once a month, and it's going to be a Sunday, but like once a month Sundays, because me and Bar are busy.
Oh, I just got the thing from Raven, and it is beautiful. I love it. It's a raven wearing my hat and my mask.
Aww.
Oh, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
You got your mask and your hat.
Yes. Did you get it too?
No, but I haven't asked.
I'm about to send it to you because this is great. Oh no, wait! It's not a raven. It's an owl. He just put a bar. It's a barred owl.
It's a barred owl. Ah, it's a barred owl. Oh my god.
Sending it to you right now.
He just sent it to me. Oh,
Oh,
my
did he?
god,
Okay.
that's amazing. I love
it. It's wonderful.
I should put it on my stream. Hold on.
Okay.
So everyone can see it. Barred owl.
Everyone, you're in for a treat.
Have to go to stream, have to add things to stream. Always adding things to the force stream. It's like, why do you keep adding things?
Ito is Latin for barn owl. I didn't know that. That's really. Also, I didn't know that. What do you call it, Dylan? I didn't know you spoke Spanish.
The more you know.
Oh, I see his head.
Yes, it's quite big, so it I'm trying to figure out where my
There he is. I love it.
There he is.
It's beautiful.
Actually, who cares? I'm always on the stream. I can hide myself. There we go. Which I still haven't changed the picture to the new one that I got yet. Who cares if there's tracing involved? What do you think I do half of my drawings? Half of my drawings is really just staring at things going, okay, so they did it like this. So if I do it like this. I'm trying to change that though. I'm trying to be able to draw from my head again.
Sang a Spanish song in full. Okay. That's an easy way to remember. You know, like as a matter of fact, a little known fact here. I learned English by watching Power Rangers in English. That was my my motivation, because I started off with a dub, which a dub of Power Rangers is like the most hilarious thing in the world whenever you're translating it to Spanish, because it's a show that's originally in Japanese, which is Super Sentai, and then they translate it to English with inserting English actors in between scenes.
Yes.
And then they take that show, which is already a hodgepodge, and then they take it to Spanish-speaking countries and they dub it over in Spanish. It is the craziest thing in the world. But I thought it was cooler than anything I'd ever seen in life when I was a kid. So whenever the channel was like, hey, guess what? We just ran through our budget because, you know, we're a third world country. We can't dub Power Rangers anymore, so now it's just going to be in English. Enjoy, kids.
Do they at least have the subtitles so you can understand what they were saying?
Yes, they did have subtitles. So I ended up just kind of like watching it religiously. Anytime that it would do like a rerun, I would watch it. And after a little while, I was like, I understand what they're saying. And whenever I moved to the States, I was like, oh, okay, I wasn't very far off.
Oh, that's what was going on. Power
I
Rangers.
got the impression that there was like a monster and they had to defeat it.
All the time. All the time.
All the time.
All the time in America, specifically California. They always had a monster and they always had to defeat it every
Yep.
week.
Mm-hmm. Every week. That's yeah. I used to be a huge Power Rangers fan as a kid.
So was I.
Yeah, they were so cool.
And then Gilligan's Island came on afterwards. I'm not kidding. It was Power Rangers and then Gilligan's Island where I lived.
I believe it. We used to have Gilligan's Island also on the same channel. Not at the same time or like not right after, but it was, you know, on the same day.
It was right after each other. There was maybe one show between the two, but it was Gilligan's Island like was shortly after Power Rangers. Like I was like, and then I didn't understand that it wasn't a new show. Though you could tell it wasn't a new show. But I mean, it was new to me.
The Gilligan's Island? Yeah, because you hadn't seen it.
Exactly. It was new to me. I mean, God, how old was it? How old is Gilligan's Island?
Well, it was in black and white when it first aired, so it came out in the 50s? 60s? No, because color TV started in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. It was towards the end of the 60s, so it probably was early 60s, I'm going to say. I bet you.
Hold on.
Gilligan.
1963.
Nailed it.
Wow. That is one old show.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get stuck on an island for that long?
Well, I'm not sure if it would be the same for them as it is for me. But I'm really bad at building boats. Like, I have literally zero experience with it.
Well, they still had the boat. The boat was still sitting there from what I remember. All they did to do was repair the boat.
I am really bad at fixing boats. Like, I wouldn't even know where to start.
They had the hot woman, they had the doctor, and they had the skipper and his first mate, and the other woman. They had two women on that show. I heard one that was supposed to be the attractive one, and one was supposed to be in the ditzy one, and then the other one, I can't remember. I think she was the doctor's assistant or something.
Right.
So he would like make like telephones and stuff, and you're just like,
Let me get this straight. You can build a telephone, but you can't fix the boat?
yeah.
It's a completely different system of engineering. That
Yeah.
would be my excuse, at least. I was like, yeah, like they're not the same thing. Like, hey, I can bake you a cake, but I can't fix a car. It's not the same thing.
You can't fix my car? Jesus, I was driving it down to you too. I was hoping you would be able to fix it, man.
Here's the thing. I'm actually not unknowledgeable about cars. I know what does what, and usually I have a good sense of like if it's doing this, it means that this is wrong, because I worked at an auto repair shop for a couple of years. The thing is, I wasn't the guy fixing the cars. I was the guy, telling the customer what needed to be fixed. But the thing is, it was very commission oriented.
Oh.
And I got the impression that if I didn't know what I was talking about, I wasn't going to sell a lot.
No, you wouldn't, because you need to make it so the customer knows what's going on.
Exactly. So usually whenever one of my technicians come in and tell me, this is what needs fixing, I would ask them to walk me through what that was and why it needs fixing and what happens if it doesn't get fixed.
Yeah.
So after a couple of years, I was very familiar with a lot of problems on cars and how they were fixed and what happened if they didn't get fixed. So, like usually just at a glance, I can be like, this is what's wrong. But if you were to ask me if you were to ask me to fix it myself, not possible. I know what needs to get fixed. I don't know how to fix it.
Look, your carburetor's about to go. How do I fix that? Fuck, fine. Nobody's your carburetor's about to go.
Cars don't have carburetors anymore.
I know. I do know that, but it's the first thing that came to mind, okay? And the carburetor was really bad for going back in the day. That's why they don't exist anymore in cars.
Yes, because they were terrible.
Yes.
Like, yeah, like, what's it called? Apparently Raven's having problems with his AC.
Yeah, his AC ran aground, and they have to get a new system, and they can't get it in until the 30th.
That
and the
sucks.
heat wave.
Dude, here's my promise. I will stop spitting fire lyrics just for, until you can get that fixed.
So the 30th. So, July 1st you can do it. Actually, don't do July 1st. Do it July 2nd. And make sure you get really, really a lot in there, so July 4th is really hot.
Yeah.
But not July 1st, because it's Canada Day, and no. Don't.
July 1st is Canada Day?
Yeah.
That's not something I knew.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, we celebrate our independence before you do, bitch.
God damn, like it's some kind of competition. Like, yeah, July 1st, son. Take that.
We did it first, after you did. It picked July 1st.
Did it just to spite you? How do you like that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
We've gone to war with you once and basically told you to shove off and stop fighting us. Which, for some reason, no Americans know about the War of 1812.
We hear about it all the time, but I don't know what it is.
So, you guys had this whole, you decide, like, America, I mean Americans, you decide that you had this right to have... You
decide America. I'm like,
pretty much.
Right, every day.
So you decided that you had this right to own all of America. For some reason. It was your God-given right, blah, 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 blah. So you...
Manifest destiny and all that? Yeah, I got it.
That's exactly it. I can never remember that goddamn words. Anyways. So, you started kind of encroaching in on our territory. So we went to war. Mm-hmm. And we took a state from you. A whole state. And then we went down to your White House and we burned it down. And then, that's why you have a White House now. That's why your house is white. It wasn't before this. And they were like...
Right. Remember that being mentioned, that it got burned down and it just looked kind of ugly. So they're like, paint it white.
Yep. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So now that's why your house is white. And they were like, okay, we'll give you back your state if you shove off. And you did. And we've never gone to war again.
I always kind of pictured that, like the U.S. and Canada were like huge friends.
We are now.
Alternative Night is here, and I am happy to see him.
Woo! Alternative Night should be going to bed. It's like super early in the morning.
I know, isn't he in Australia?
Yeah, he is.
Holy cow!
That boy don't sleep. But then again, he was on my stream last week, the week before. So I mean, he saved my ass.
Nice. What was it? I have a lot of friends ask me all the time, like, "Hey, are you free on this day?" And I'm like, "I'm free every day. I'm from America."
Are you free to help me? Oh no, dude. No, I'm not. Free.
No. I'm just free. I have freedom. You see.
That's not what I was asking you. Okay. Stop it, Serafin. Stop it.
King of Canadian Hill says Isaac Brock was a huge hero for us, and Isaac Brock just sounds like a heroic name. I'm just gonna say that name sounds kick-ass.
See, I don't know like the very like all the stuff like very poignant points. I just know that we took a whole state from you, we gave it back in the end, and we burned down your White House that made so your White House is now white. You're welcome. And they like to say that you guys went to war with Britain. Excuse me, it was Canada. We just happened to be a British colony at the time, but it was goddamn Canada.
Yeah.
We won that.
I don't know. I like how America's like, yeah, sure, we get our butts kicked once in a while. We still act like we're tough crap.
We still act like we win it. You didn't. Yeah,
I love that about it. I was like, yeah, like don't let it dampen your spirits. You're still a star, baby.
They keep saying that like, oh, we never lost a war.
We've lost a couple of wars. The thing is, we don't lose as hard because we're like, it would be like saying a billionaire went broke. Yeah, they still got millions in the bank. It's just
we took Michigan.
Michigan?
Yeah, we took Michigan.
Wow.
I remember that it was the one just next to Ontario that we took. We took Michigan.
You ever think that, like if America and Canada start, talking smack to each other again, Canada would taunt America by saying, yeah, keep talking crap. We'll make Michigan our Bishigan.
No, my thing is, keep talking crap. You might spend more money on the military, but our snipers are better, our forces are actually trained better, and we'll burn down your goddamn White House again. Also, we'll take Michigan, and we won't give it back this time.
Canadian Hill says, "Take that, Yankees." You know what's funny? That song that is like basically America in song form, Yankee Doodle, was our way of sticking it to the British, because in Britain, doodle was a slang term that meant idiot. So they'd be like, "Oh, those Yankees are all doodles." And I was like, "Yeah, well, Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony." And it was just like, we just adopted it. Like, yeah, we're Yankee Doodles. We don't care. We're better than you. I was like, yeah, there we go. That's the spirit.
I mean, my favorite thing is America goes to war, back when there were colonies still. Britain's like, hey, we're going to have to raise your taxes because we kind of need the money to pay back for the war we just won for you. And then America's like, no. And then you threw a tea party, and then, you had this hissy fit and became your own country because they wanted you to pay for a war that they fought for you.
We're rock stars. It's just like, we do things our own way. Like, you can imagine, like, Britain's like looking at the founding fathers the way that most people look at Kanye West right now. It's like, I don't get, he doesn't make any sense. What's he doing? It's like, he's being American is what is he doing. Yeah.
And hello, Beth. Welcome, wifey.
Hello, Beth.
Welcome, wife. Yeah, so...
Also, continuing on what King of the Canadian Hill says, Americans take their slander and name baseball teams after it. It's true. But also, doodle is where we get the word dude from. Eventually, it just kind of got truncated down.
Richard, Rick, Dick.
Yeah. I never saw how that transitioned from an R to a D, though. I gotta.
It's handwriting. So it used to be Richard was too long, so they changed it to Rick, and then an R is harder than a D. So they just changed it to a D because it was faster to write.
Huh.
That's how you got Dick. That's what she said.
Well.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Nice.
Look, 42 is very good at dissing herself.
Yes, King of Canadian Hill. It was Doodle at first, and then we removed the LE from the end of it, so it was just DOOD, dude.
And now it's DUDE.
Yeah, and then it just changed spelling, so now it's DUDE, dude.
I love "Hello, I am wife." I love when she says that. I don't know
Hello,
why.
I am wife.
She's got the cutest little voice.
I do that with my dog all the time, where I walk up to it, I was like, "Aw, who is dog?" And then in my dog's voice, I reply, "I am dog."
Dodge this A2. Whose wife? My wife? Grumbles. Wait, am I gay? Beth W. is wife. She is everyone's wife. But mostly Stormy's.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm gonna have to explain something to my wife now.
She is Stormy's wife. It's just
Okay, great.
She always
great.
just said, he always just like, "This is my wife. Hello, I am wife," is what she would say. So it's just like, she is wife. I mean, she's my wife, but I also have a husband. Jeez, you can have more than one. It's 2021. You can have more than one wife.
I had to stop thinking and think for a second. I was like, wait a minute, was that something that was recently on the news and I'm unaware of?
No.
I'm super out of tune with the news. A lot of the
Me
times I'll
too.
find out after something goes horribly wrong and everyone on Twitter starts talking about it.
Same. The only reason I keep up to date now is I watched this one. It's called the Sometimes Show, and he will they'll go over the news and stuff, and so that keeps me a little bit in the loop. Wait, wow. Why did anyone tell me that this was a perk of joining the horror community earlier?
Apparently, joining the horror community comes with a whole load of perks.
Yeah, one is a wife.
One is a wife.
One is a wife. The other is a very supportive community. For the most part. I mean, we all have our problems, but...
Yeah, every community has a problem.
Yes. Yes, we are all married to each other. I have to explain something to my mother then. Mom, I married, how many are there by now? 200 times?
When you really stop and think about it, it sounds a little bit like a cult, you know, because it's like, there's a huge community of them. They're all married to each other. They hide behind these avatars of themselves and call themselves by names that they give each other.
Well, that they gave themselves anyways.
That they give themselves.
It's so funny when people tell me their real names, I basically refuse to call them by their real names, because to me the name that you took is more significant than your real name.
Yeah, that's like, what's it called? Blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb and all that.
I guess so. But it's just so funny, because to me it's like, okay, the only time I use someone's real name is when I'm trying to, really get something through to them. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. So it's just so I'm like, no, I'm going to use the name that you gave yourself, because, you probably picked that name because you really like that name in some way. So, at least that's my thought on it.
Arturo Germanico Filomeno.
What he said.
Why are you like this? I'm just kind of picturing how you would, use somebody's real name just to get across to them.
Normally it's because I'm saying something really, really important. like just trying to like emphasis something like because then I don't use their names very often, so when I do use their name, their name that they use in their real life or offline, it kind of gets it across that I'm being serious, and it's weird. It's just, and it's probably because I know a lot of trans people, and they pick their names, and I kind of think of it in a similar way. Like, we don't, using our real names is not dead naming us like it would be for someone who's trans, but it is a name that you picked, and therefore it has a lot of significance, so I'm going to use that more. But if it's like something like me being like, you know, you're important, and I'll say their real name, it's like I'm talking to you, not the person that you are pretending to be, the real you behind that, basically. I guess it's the best.
It's like binding some supernatural entities by knowing their name.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't worry, one day I'll be able to summon you all to me. And then we'll have a party. After
Mab, Queen of Air and Darkness. I'm like, yeah. Every time he summons her by name, I'm like, ah, goosebumps. Yes, it's about to go down.
Oh, so bad. I would totally do Mab. Like, oh my god, she is so hot. I would die. She would kill me, but it'd be like, I'm doing what I love, which was staring at a really hot woman for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's my understanding that Titania is also really hot.
That's the one of Summer, right?
Yeah, that's the Summer Queen.
Yeah, you don't really get to see her all that much because Dresden doesn't have much to do with her, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, Mab, no, I've always, especially with what came out recently, I had an inkling about that for a while now.
What's that?
What she was when she was human.
What was she when she was human?
Do you not remember?
No, I do not.
Okay, I'm going to type it to you because I do not want to say it because it's a big reveal, and I know for a fact Silver hasn't read the book, so I don't want to say it.
Silver needs to read those books.
He's
They're
going to
such
be
good
listening,
books.
actually, so we'll have someone else to talk to about it.
The James Marsters?
I don't know who he's listening to.
I hope it's the James Marsters, because
Me
James
too,
Marsters
me too.
is excellent. Oh my god. That man is the type of audiobook reader I want to be.
Well, he wasn't very good when he started, but he's gotten really good.
Yeah.
My best friend, she listened to the whole series, and she's like, you can tell when he first started, he didn't know what he was doing, and then now he's doing really good. He's gotten into the swing of it, and it just took time.
Yeah, I mean, he was an actor when he first started, you know, and like,
Yes.
you live and you learn. Like, I mentioned this, but I am doing Audible now, and I gotta tell you, like, the first 5 chapters that I read for this book were a nightmare. Oh my gosh, I did not know it was gonna be this hard. And then I hit chapter 6, and all of a sudden, it just clicked. I was like, I know what I'm doing now.
Well, it takes time, like...
Yeah, you get better at anything with repeated practice. That's all there is to it.
Ah, there it is. I couldn't remember the name, and it was annoying me.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
I had an inkling that that's who she was, but well, it wasn't in stone until the latest book, and it's just like, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I love how he ties so much stuff together, and I bet you it's been like that for a while. Did you ever... So you've gotten quite far to the point where you got the big twist on who the real enemy to the books are. Have you gone back and reread the first book since then?
No, I haven't.
Recommend it. I really recommend it. Don't have to read the rest, just the first book. Actually,
Okay.
Just get to when he gets to the house.
Alright, I can do that.
Because I have a really big theory on that one. And Dresden is a badass. I love Dresden.
Yeah.
He
For
shoots
everyone
so dead.
listening, we're talking about the Dresden Files, which is in my opinion, probably the best piece of modern fiction written. And if you have not read the Dresden Files, I highly recommend it. Oh my
Yes.
God, that is a great book series. It starts off super slow though.
It takes time. Like he's got to
Yeah.
build the world. So I can see it that Dylan like wrote that I just upload that and I haven't uploaded something yet, and I can see all these like scream faces, but I don't see it on the side here. I hate when it does that.
No.
Where yes, there's somewhere it did go somewhere, but it didn't end up on the live chat. It's like, why? Why YouTube? Why do you hate me so?
YouTube does things. I don't understand why, but
Neither
they
do I.
do.
Neither do I. But yeah, no.
But-
yeah, I totally am like, go read it. You'll see what I mean, and I don't want to ruin it by telling you now because I want to see if you come to the same conclusion I did.
All right, I will do it.
And
And,
actually, I was the one in my household who pointed out, and my husband was like, "Oh my God, you were so fucking right." And I was like, "See?" And then my roommate reread it, and she's like, "You're so goddamn right." My best friend roommate. I call her both of those things because she was my roommate forever, and now she doesn't live with me anymore. But she's still my best friend, and in my head, still my roommate somehow, even though she doesn't even live in the same province as me.
Oh,
We left her behind because she was going to
Oh.
school.
that sucks.
Well, she's what. Though the funny part is, she might be moving here. Not into my house.
Oh, that'd be
though.
cool.
She's not moving into
Oh.
the house. No, she's got a significant other, and we don't have room for another person at this point. Like, there's just no way. But she'll be moving to the city, most likely, because I was like, yeah, move here. It's like a small town that happens to be a city. Like, it's really weird, and you'll be able to find like everything you want here. And if you go to the city, Edmonton, you won't be as happy there, I don't think. So.
Yeah, it's always nice whenever your friends are at least in the same city as you, you know?
Yes, and she doesn't
Yeah.
drive, so I'm like, and you'll have car rides. She's like, that's not really what I was like thinking about. I'm like, yeah, but it's an extra bonus.
Yeah, huge bonus.
Transit system's not that great, but welcome to Canada. The transit system's horrible here.
Here in Texas, it's not any better, I promise. There's cities here in the States that have really good public transportation. Texas is not one of them.
Yes.
It is a terrible state for trying to get around, especially because everything is so far spread out.
Well, it's because
But-
most of the more west you go, the more it was designed around having your own vehicle.
Mhm.
And now we're coming to like California. Like LA is known for the worst traffic in the whole entire world, pretty much. Like, at least in America, it is the
Right.
worst traffic. And the reason is because everything is so spread out.
It's true. Everything is extremely spread out, and it's the worst.
So you have to drive everywhere, which means you have more vehicles on the road, which means you have more traffic jams, which means.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I have family that lives in, and when I go visit them, it always blows my mind that they don't have a car.
Say that
They're
again.
like, "Oh, yeah."
You cut out.
Oh, sorry. I have family that lives in New York, and every time I visit, it blows my mind that they don't have a car.
Yeah, New York
They're
don't
li-
have cars.
Yeah, they're like, "Nah, we just hop on the subway. We'll be there in like 20 minutes." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, yeah. And King of Canadian Hill, F you. I am an Oilers fan. You can go shove yourself.
Oh, I thought he was talking about like the Texas Oilers. I was like, no, they're called the Texans now. They changed their name a little while
No,
ago.
Edmonton's hockey team is called the Oilers. They used to be Oiler Kings, and they switched to Oilers, but that was a really long time ago. Calgary is the Calgary Flames. Vancouver is the Canucks. Yes, legit. I think Winnipeg has their team back, which is the Jets. Again. On Toronto is the Maple Leafs. Ottawa has a team, but no one talks about them. Montreal, I think, has a team, and I think that's it.
I swear, every time I hear Canadian city names, it to me they sound like Harry Potter, like Harry Potter locations. Like, Oh yes, we're just heading down to Winnipeg.
Capitals of provinces: BC, Victoria, Alberta, Edmonton. I live in Calgary, but it's Edmonton's actually the cap. Saskatchewan is Saskatoon. No, it's Regina. Regina. Manitoba is Winnipeg. Ontario is Toronto, but the capital is Ottawa of the whole country, which is also in Ontario. Quebec is Quebec City, and that's all I know. I don't talk about the East. I know that
Gotcha.
I know that Nova Scotia is Halifax, and that's where Silva lives. New Brunswick, I don't know. Newfoundland, I don't know. Prince Edward Island, I don't know. I don't even like hockey, so I actually don't really care. I don't like sports. I actually have a little mini goalie hockey stick that says Oiler Kings on it, and I love it, and it's one of my prized possessions, but I don't like hockey. I don't care. I don't actually care. I do it more of a joke because I was born in Edmonton and lived most of my life in the Vancouver area. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. At least Edmonton has won Stanley Cups, unlike the Canucks, who have never ever won a Stanley Cup in their whole careers. So, not once has the Vancouver Canucks won the Stanley Cup.
The Stanley Cup being like the Super Bowl for hockey.
Yes.
For hockey.
It's a cup
Okay.
that's called the Stanley Cup, named after a
Got
guy named
it.
Stanley. Don't ask me, I don't
Understood.
know. And it keeps getting more and more layers on it. It's getting bigger and bigger. And when they win, they get to carry it around the ice and all that jazz. That's all I know.
Oh, that's great. There eventually will
believe
come a
that-
time where the winners of the Stanley Cup will not be able to carry it around the ice. Big.
Actually, I think they take all those add-ons off and they only have certain things on it when they go and hand it out, and then they put it all back on when they're displaying it in their home city.
I gotcha.
It's smart because make it removable. It's quite a big cup. Like, it is not small.
I'm Google searching it.
Okay, I was about to go look it up for you. 42 knows everything about things she doesn't even care about.
Mother of mercy.
Yeah, it's quite big.
Holy cow.
You see what I'm talking about? It's like, and they keep adding more tiers to it because people keep winning it, of course. Because apparently it was made in 1893. First winner was the Montreal Hockey Club. Most wins was the Montreal Canadiens. We don't talk about them. And apparently Tampa Bay won it last time. Those jackasses. They don't even have ice. They don't even know what snow looks like. Why do they have a hockey team?
Oh man, there's a graphic here that shows like all of the different tiers and how they're added. That's wow. Ooh, yikes. Now, is it hollowed out on the inside? So like, could I, use it, say, my soda pop or...
I don't know. But you can see like all the stuff written, and I bet you that's all the team, like the team name, and then who's like the captain, and all that jazz written down. And I bet you it is hollow because there's a thing on the bottom. Because you wouldn't want that to be solid. That's too heavy.
No.
Because they skate
That would be insanely heavy. Holy cow.
The Stanley Cup is one of the most recognizable trophies in the world, and most hockey fans would agree it's also the most coveted or famous trophy too. And what do you know about it? The trophy name is not actually the Stanley Cup, apparently.
Interesting.
Seriously, the real name is Domino Hockey Challenge Cup, and the word Stanley Cup are nowhere on it. Oh, Lord. Stanley, who was the Governor General of Canada back in 1890, donated to hockey in Canada, and back then hockey was a challenge sport. Yeah, you didn't get paid to play it back then. Yeah, and they drink out of it when they win it.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
The bowl itself can hold a lot of beer.
Oh, they drink beer out of it. Now that makes a lot of sense.
Apparently.
Oh, Vendetta Dylan's off to eat ramen.
Ah, jerk.
Well, talk to you later, Vendetta Dylan, and tell us what kind of ramen is your favorite ramen before you go. Are you a tonkotsu kind of guy, or are you kind of like do you like to experiment with different varieties?
Apparently, he paid in money today. He paid the Lord paid $48.67 for that cup.
$48? That's it?
That's it. In modern day money, he paid 10 guilins for it, which is the equivalent of $48.67, and it is the most well-known trophy in the world.
I love it. That's beautiful. Because now it's priceless, I bet. Well, you might be able to put a monetary unit on it, but I think that, for the most part, it's like, a sentimental, priceless situation.
Apparently the bowl isn't even the original one either.
Okay.
The names aren't actually stamped. There are spelling errors everywhere. Of course there are. There's actually a second Stanley Cup. And everyone gets a piece.
Huh. Brother Gamma has joined us in the chat. Welcome, Brother Gamma. We have been discussing the Stanley Cup, the capitals of provinces in Canada.
Oh, the ones that
I sang a song about a horse, and for a while there, I wanted to say a few, so I started saying words at random.
Random Spanish words. Hello, Gamma.
Yes. Oh, also there was a story about an exorcism.
Yes. That made me laugh so hard there was tears. And the fact that you married that woman is quite astounding. I am surprised she didn't run for the hills.
I know, right?
Like, what do you mean that you just took me to a Spanish exorcism? What do you mean that was an exorcism that just was in front of me? I can hear my mom calling. Well, cell phones aren't invented yet. What, Ma? Okay, cell phones were around.
Cell phones were invented
I
by
know, I'm making a bad joke. I know exactly what year you started dating.
Yeah. It was only 10 years ago. So,
yes,
yeah, we had cell phones in 2011.
Yeah, they were starting to become smart, too.
I think mine was smart at the time. I think I had an iPhone 3.
Damn. Yeah, I think I did too, actually.
Yeah.
The only phone I have ever owned that the screen smashed on.
Weird, because I dropped mine out of a third-story window and not a scratch on it.
No, I dropped that phone a lot, but it just hit the corner, the wrong way, and it literally looked like a spider shat on my phone.
Is that what spider shits look like?
I don't know, but it looked like I had this big giant spider web on my fucking phone. I was like, I remember picking it up and staring at it going, what the fuck? How the hell did that happen?
Yes, Gamma. There was talk of an exorcism. I'll have to tell you the story sometime. It's
You will laugh your butt off.
It was a trip.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going for over 2 hours now. Which is normally where I call my stream. It is a 2-hour long stream, give or take.
Oh, I just noticed that too.
Yes. Well, I mean, the first 10 minutes don't count because the first 10 minutes are just music, so I don't count those.
I gotcha.
That's just to let people getting in and settle in and get themselves some tea or coffee or snacks.
Yeah, that's right.
Songs were sung too. Yeah, he said that. He said sung the
Yeah, songs were sang. Songs about horses.
bad horses. They were
Bad
funny.
horses.
And salmon.
And there
just-
was
There's no song about salmon, but there was words about salmon. Apparently.
words about salmon. Yes, about torch frying a salmon. It was great. Outback Steakhouse was mentioned. Apparently, there's a what do you call it? Lowe's owns every hardware store in Canada.
No.
I didn't know that.
They don't own every. We still have Home Depot. We still have Home Hardware, and they're not owned. But Rona has been around for a very long time, and they bought a bunch of companies. So like Ace, they owned another. They bought a bunch of companies. So when Lowe's bought Rona, they bought all those companies that Rona bought way back when.
Rona is a really unfortunate name for a hardware store right now.
Okay, dude, it was called Rona before Corona, okay?
I know. It's still
And it's so
unfortunate.
funny that people are like, I'm gonna go to Rona, or I got the Rona, and I'm like, what do you mean you went to the hardware store? Like, that's what took me so long, like, to figure that out. Like, why are you guys talking about a hardware store? So I don't call it
There was
the Rona, because
don't-
it makes no sense to me.
There was a meme floating around earlier on where there was a type of bean being sold at a local grocery store called a Corona bean. And during that time when everyone was panicking and stockpiling, they bought everything except the Corona beans.
Of course. Well, there's the Corona beer, and
It-
that went skyrocket. That their sales died too. But
Yeah.
they had nothing to do with it. They're a Mexican fucking beer. They got nothing to do with it.
You telling me that Corona the beer is killing people?
Pretty much what was happening. No one understood.
And like, hey, let's not pretend. I mean, alcohol kills people all the time.
Yeah.
But a Corona is not responsible for what's presently going on.
The Corona beer is not the reason we have a pandemic. If you like beer and you like Coronas, drink them. I don't like
Yeah.
beer and I don't like Coronas.
Oh, you don't like beer? Me neither.
I don't like alcohol. I don't really drink.
I'm okay with some alcohol, but the thing is, I don't like bitter anything. So,
My husband
like,
only likes beer after doing yard work. That's the only time he ever wants a beer.
I can't. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll drink them sometimes, like a social thing. Like if I'm at a family gathering and they hand me one, I don't like it. It's strictly like, oh, thank you. I don't want to be rude to the host, so I will drink this. I'm more of a fruity drink kind of person. Like, like, hey, if my drink tastes like a pineapple, beautiful.
Happy.
I love that. Yeah, I'm very happy with that.
I don't like the taste of alcohol. I just find it takes away. If you're gonna have a fruity drink, take the alcohol out of it.
If the alcohol isn't noticeable, I'm more happy with it.
Same.
But like, if I can taste the alcohol, suddenly I'm just kind of like, eh. Like I can taste the bitterness in there.
I just sent you something.
I see. It's your dog.
That's her right now. I just look over to see my dog do the Superman pose. I'll have it on my Instagram a little bit later so y'all can see.
It's beautiful.
It's adorable. How she does these adorable things, I don't know.
It's dogs. They just know how to pull on your heartstrings.
They really do.
Fearsome says, I drank Guinness on VC once. I did. It is true.
Some of us should do a drinking VC on stream. I'll sit here and drink my tea while you guys drink.
I mean,
I'll be the DD.
I'm down for it, but I'm not a fun person when I drink. I get like really introspective. Like you You guys have heard the intros on my channel? Like that's who I am in like a really like I have to get into that zone, right? And drinking puts me smack dab there, so I'm always like
Do you
you know,
know
just come
that if you walk into a house, the house is kind of sort of eating you as you walk into it? Like that kind of thing. Like
that
did
kind
you
of thing.
guys
Like I'll,
ever think of it that way?
like
first thing I
I'll just
think
be
of.
sitting there like, you know, like I remember one time I just killed like a party because, you know, my friend, hey, it's my birthday. Here you go, have a beer. And I was like, okay, don't want to be rude to the host, so here we go. But then they kept giving them to me.
Oh god.
And so like by the third one, I'm like, what does it mean to be a good man?
Oh my god.
And you know, like they're just like, oh, I don't know, you know, you do good things. I was like, yes, but what determines what things are
Good.
good? Is it something that we collectively as a society agree upon? Or is there some unseen standard to which we're always reaching but never quite striving towards? Or never quite arriving at? And here's the bigger question. Is the impossibility of the task something that should deter us from its pursuit? And everyone's like, oh, look at the time. I should get going. And I'm just like,
Serafin, I'll give you a ride home.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, don't give me the drink, man. Unless you get really cool with the hard questions really fast.
Apparently, oh my god, the story I have a bard after cold medicine.
I don't remember. What happened after cold medicine?
You'll have to ask her. Oh shoot, I missed the playback of being 42. We're at 51. Damn. That's all good. It's fine.
Yes. The NyQuil does it. The NyQuil for some reason is just extra hard. So I do remember having a cold recently. It was at that time when I asked everybody to do an intro for me because I just didn't have the voice for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was taking NyQuil. I just don't remember what I did.
Apparently, it's something so memorable that Fearsome has a story.
It's possible.
Fearsome has a story. To end all stories.
It's possible. I don't know. You know, like, but I don't remember what it is, which is
Gamma.
par.
After a few beers, Bard wants to answer those questions while others are looking for the easy answers.
I know, right? It's so true. Everyone's like, we drink to forget. And I was like, I can't drink because it makes me focus and I hate it.
It makes me think more about, what is it to be alive? What is it to enter a house? What if you
Like,
punched a ghost?
Am I this body? Am I my mind? Or am I a combination of the two? Because I can picture my mind without my body, but I can't picture existing as my body without its mind. But if that's the case, when the body just stops, what happens to the mind? Where does it go? And that's the kind of crap that I will get into when I drink. And I'm like, nobody has a fun time after that, because then everyone's like, wow, there goes...
Well, ancient Greeks just asked for you to come back and join them.
Like, hey, Socrates, it's a party. It's just like,
What is a
okay,
ghost that can't ghost?
But it's a ghost that can't ghost. I love it.
Oh my god. You're one of those people that when you're sitting there talking to them, you'll have it, like, everyone around you will have this crisis of like, oh my god, he's speaking sense, but at the same time, shut your whore mouth.
Like, quick, somebody kick him out. He's making sense.
Oh my god, he's asking questions that I don't want to think about in this moment. I'm too drunk for this shit. I can't, I just want to get into Karen's pants.
Gamma asks, so would you have survived better on that gameplay with a drink, or did you do fine without it? Here's the thing. it sharpens my mind, but my motor reflex go out the window. So it's perfectly fine for philosophizing. It is no good for me trying to do, really, after one drink, I shouldn't be driving a car. I shouldn't be standing up. Leave me where I am. So-
Leave Serafin where you found him. He will get up on his own accord at some point.
I know. It's like, hey, look, he's had a beer. Don't let him stand up unless he's had a lot of pretzels, okay?
They have to absorb the beer. Just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait. Keep feeding pretzels. Just keep pushing those in his mouth. Sooner or later, he will be fit to walk.
Until then, just, I don't know, distract him because he's asking questions and it's making me question my life.
It's making me question, am I real? Is this real? Is this real life? This is how it's always going to be. I got my wisdom teeth pulled, and my husband was so hoping I'd be like that. No. Problem is, I've had too much Novocaine through my life. I have grown too accustomed to the feeling.
Yeah, I can see that. That's something that happens whenever you take a certain type of stuff for too long. It just doesn't affect you.
Well, I got all my baby teeth pulled, all of them, except for one, and 4 adult teeth. Now
Pearson
8.
says that she'll pin some of the things that I said while I was on NyQuil.
Oh,
this will
my
be interesting.
Lord. Note to self, if I want to be in the smart people circle, bring both Serafin and a beer. And pretzels. Don't forget the pretzels.
Yeah, we'll need the pretzels if I get too real, you're going to have to be like, all right, he's starting to wander into real territory. Give him some pretzels.
Well, it's here, give him some pretzels because we need to leave. Okay, keep the pretzels. Keep
that
going.
too. Hey, it's time to go home. Somebody start feeding Serafin pretzels.
Serafin, open your mouth. Dump, 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 dump.
Hey, you don't gotta trick me into eating pretzels, man. That's like my favorite snack.
Yeah, I love pretzels too. I don't know.
Especially when they're chocolate covered. Oh my god.
No, I just like the salty ones. I like the salt. I like putting them in my
Well,
mouth and I eat the salt
That's
off
that's
them
the
and then I
thing
eat
with them though, is because when they're chocolate covered, they're still salted. It's just the
Yeah.
salt is under the chocolate. So I
See-
mean, you get like this sweet and salty thing. It's the best of both worlds. It's the best.
really hard to find the chocolate covered pretzels up here. I think I've had them once or twice and they were the chocolate was old, so it was like, ugh.
Ah, gross.
Yeah.
You guys don't have flips?
No, not really.
Really? You don't have flips? Man, they sell flips at every corner store over here.
Welcome to Canada. We don't have a lot of stuff you have because we're a little stricter on some things. It also.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you guys have the higher quality chocolate, so I'm over here eating redneck chocolate like a boss.
Well, it's also, if it doesn't sell very good in the States, why they're gonna bring it to Canada where it's a smaller population?
Oh, well, flips actually sell really well here.
Apparently, though, I'm wrong. Apparently, Ontario is where you need to go because, I got a big bag of chocolate pretzels. I don't ever see them. I should actually just look and see what I see. The first night you scared me, I texted you on the phone because I couldn't get a hold of you on Discord.
That's true. I remember that.
You ghosted her?
It's kind of like I always put my phone on Do Not Disturb when I'm recording. And sometimes I forget to turn that off.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, so there's been many cases where I'll reach for my phone, and you know how it has the haptic feedback, so when you pick it up, it shakes if somebody's been texting you or calling you. So I pick it up and I feel it, do the thing, and I'm like, oh, somebody messaged me, and then it'll be 19 missed texts, 14 missed calls. And I'm like, crap, what is this? And then my boss is all like, you were supposed to be here at noon. It's 3 p.m. And I'm like, oh, no.
My child, was puking on the floor. Yes. And the phone was under the said puke, so,
That's true.
Yes, my child. You talk about your dog? My child.
Yes. I do that sometimes. You know, like I've actually passed where I'm like, where I'll tell a boss, you know, like, oh well, I gotta take my dog to the doctor, and they'll be like, oh, and then later they'll be like, how's your daughter? And I'm completely like, what daughter? And then I'm like, oh, right, she's fine. And then like later, yeah, no, I mean it's not always that because like eventually it comes out to the truth. You know, they'll be like, wait, you don't have kids? And I was like, no. Well, what about that time that you took your daughter to the doctor? I was like, I took my dog to the vet. My dog is my
daughter.
Yeah. My dog is my baby. I love her.
And I will kill you if you don't let me take her to the vet.
Yes.
Which is fair.
Which is another thing is, you know, like I don't understand how like, you know, some things like, okay, let me get this straight, boss man. If I were to say, I'm taking my kid to the doctor, that's fine. But if I were to say, I'm taking my dog to the vet, they're like,
Mm-hmm.
No, you gotta. I'm like, dude, like this is still a living creature.
Yeah, but
you know, just
it's
because
not
it is
a human being, so they don't care.
Yeah, I know. I'm like not a human being, but there was one time when my dog was vomiting blood, and I was like, yeah. So I'm like, look, dude, she is vomiting blood, and they were like, oh yeah, well, you know, the thing is, you can only take off for important reasons, and I'm like, she is vomiting blood.
You can only take time off for important reasons. My dog is vomiting blood. She's not just puking. There is blood in this. There means there's some internal bleeding inside of her, and she will die if I don't take her. So.
Exactly. I took that day off, and yeah, like they wrote me up. They did. You know, they were like, you know, you're not do this going forward. I was like, okay, let me ask you a question. Did I have sick days? And they were like, yes. And I was like, did I ask you nicely? And they were like, yes. And I was like, okay. And you said no. And they were like, yeah, because it's not important. I was like, all right, I disagree. So.
I would have just said my daughter is puking. I gotta go take her to the hospital.
That's what I've started doing from this point forward, because clearly they don't you know measure it by the same standard. So
no.
Usually
a lot of people don't. They see it as just an animal, and I'm like, I've raised this dog since she was a little itty bitty puppy that she could literally fit in my hand. This is my child, and anyone who doesn't get that has never really cared about an animal in their whole goddamn life.
Yeah, I'd almost question, like, do you have feelings? I mean, like
people are like, well, animals don't have souls, and I'm like,
I've seen a little movie that says all dogs go to heaven.
Well,
so...
I'm like, okay, I come home, my dog flips out and waves her whole body because she's so happy to see me. And will not let me go until she tackles me and kisses my face. And it's like, and dogs don't have souls.
Yeah, I don't understand, you know, like, and a lot of it is, you know, just like the capitalist mindset of like, you know, everybody has to work as much as humanly possible. And the, you know, missing work is a huge no-no. And, you know, like missing work for a stupid reason is an extremely huge faux pas. And the thing is, you know, hey, people have different things that are important to them, you know? So like I don't understand how we could like draw those lines, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like
yeah. Whether look, and here's the thing, whether or not the dog has a, which I think they do, but you know, like whether or not we agree on that, it's still a living creature.
And it is in pain, and something is
and
wrong.
it is in pain. And I'm supposed to walk away while it's vomiting blood. No, forget you. No, I'm not doing it.
So our dog, back when she was still a little puppy, she got into naproxen.
Ooh.
The prescription naproxen.
Oh, very oof.
Yeah. Naproxen is very toxic to dogs. We didn't know that. We know now in hindsight, she was fine. We took her to the doctor, to the hospital, and this happened the day after Christmas. or day after Boxing Day. So it was the 27th, and we had to go to the vet, and she had to eat charcoal to try to get rid of it. And then I had to put her into a 24-hour hospital that paid so much money. Technically, she was supposed to be there for 2 days. We only had enough for 1. That's all we had the money for. But we realized most likely what happened is she chewed into the bottle, had like 1 or 2 tastes of the naproxen, and spat everything out. She didn't like the taste of it. So she's fine.
That's good. Yeah.
Nothing's ever gone wrong with her since, but it was just like us sitting there going, well, there goes all the Christmas money.
That sucks.
Because it was
But
$1,400.
yikes.
Yeah.
Oof.
It was a lot
Yeah,
of money.
veterinary care is not cheap. Veterinary care is really expensive.
If that had happened to a human, it would have been covered.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
So,
You know, one of the things that I do have to give props to my job about is that on top of having health insurance, they do have pet health insurance.
yeah, they need to
That's
start.
super rare. That's almost
Yes.
non-existent.
No, I've never even heard of that. I can buy pet insurance, which I should do for her. Because she's only going to get older. She's 3 now, so.
Oh, she's a baby. My dog is 8.
She's still. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't understand that, you know, you bring this animal into your life and you love them. You take care of them. They're happy to see you. They show you affection and love just like another human would.
Yeah, they're your family.
And
you
a
know?
lot of the time, they're better at it.
I agree.
Well, because they don't really hide it. Well, humans are like, no, I don't love you right now. No.
Yeah, really.
I don't want to. Like, I mean, my dog does that. Like, you heard her playing earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, she's fast
Well-
asleep right now because she falls. Whenever I'm talking, she's out cold.
Yeah. It's what was I gonna say is it's funny that you bring up that your dog got into naproxen whenever she was a puppy. My dog, that's how she got her name. Is when I brought her home, you know, she was a puppy, like super small, you know, like you said, fit in the palm of my hand. But she's a Rottweiler, so she was a big puppy, you know. So I brought her home and I just kind of like set her loose, and I was like, all right, get used. Next thing I know, she's found a place where the Girl Scout cookies were hidden,
Oh my god.
and she's torn into this box of Girl Scout cookies. And I'm just like, oh no, come back. Having like, you know, just this discussion about like what should we name her and so on and so forth. And I'm like, well, the girl likes the Girl Scout cookies, so she will be Scout.
I forget how we got Lulu her name because her real name's Lucinda. It actually is Lucinda. But like my husband will use that name to get her attention. She hears that name, she's like, I stop, I sit. He's being serious. Like, she knows that's her name. She knows that's the bad name. Her name is actually Lucinda Ruby. She has a middle name.
That's funny too, because my dog gets called Ruby by my wife and sister.
Ruby with a
Because
W.
yeah, no, we didn't. Oh, like the TV show.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love
Because
that show.
we had another dog that was white, and they bickered so much, but yet you could see that they cared about each other. So she was Weiss and Ruby.
I love it.
But her name was Ellie. But we just called, I was like, we have Weiss and Ruby.
That's beautiful. we couldn't decide, and you know, like my wife and sister, they're like friends. Like they don't ever agree with me, but they'll always agree with each other.
Yeah.
So, what's it called? I named the dog Scout because of her eating Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
And they named her Ruby because her collar was red.
That's a
So,
collar.
yeah, no, yeah, I know, but they're like, oh no, but you know, she's got the collar, so she's Ruby the dog. So, you know, like that's her name, and my dad calls her the Wicked McDonia. So,
Which means,
you know, she's got nothing. He makes up names for animals. That's what he does. So,
Madonna. Was it
yeah,
me?
so
Madonna.
so she's got 3 names, and she answers to all 3. It's
Yeah,
great.
oh yeah. they're smart. She knows exactly what her name is. She knows her
Yeah.
name's Lulu, and Woo Woo, and Little Baby, and Snugglebugs, and also Lucinda, but that's not a good name. Yeah, so. No, she
Gamma says, so they gave you pet insurance, but couldn't be off. You couldn't be off because she's having health. I know, right?
here's
that
the
is the
health
dumbest
insurance,
thing.
but never use it.
Yeah, really. And if I might just throw this in there, that health insurance is bogus too,
Is it?
because it was like it wasn't like run her insurance and they'll be like, okay, she's this. Okay, we can move forward. You know, like a human health insurance would be. This was like you go there and then the health insurance. No. You pay for everything.
Yeah, then they pay you back.
You send us the bill and we'll decide
Oh my god.
if you are covered. I was like, are you kidding me? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yes, I have heard of those things.
EA is here.
Hey,
He says
PA.
you guys are still going. It's
Yes,
true.
We are. My least favorite thing is, like, I was watching a thing about health coverage. So the health insurance is doing medical without a medical license. Well, no. I mean, I tell them that we need to do this test, and then they say yes or no, and it's like. So they dictate you, the doctor who went to school for all these years, can do for their patients. Yeah. So they're practicing medicine without a medical license? Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that
it's
was
like-
on TikTok. I remember
Yeah.
seeing it.
I'm like, oh my god, you're not wrong.
It is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You know, I personally think that any kind of insurance is a little bit of a scam.
Is
because you're gambling against yourself in the States, at least, you know, because it's like, first of all, it's tied to your job, so if you lose your job you don't
Yeah.
have insurance. Secondly, it's like I'm paying this company every month, betting them that something comes up where I'm gonna need them, or like they're betting me that they're like, okay, time for your payment. I'm like, all right, here's my payment. And they're like, okay, we bet you get sick. And I'm like, I bet I don't.
Yeah.
And then at the end, and then the next month it's the same thing. All right, here's money again. I bet you I don't get sick. And they're like, we bet you do. And it's that like every month. I'm like, every month I'm gambling on whether or not I'll need it. And guess what? They're always winning.
Yep.
So
Alright, so we gotta call the stream here. I gotta head off. Cause it's
Yeah.
it's Among Us time. And then research
okay,
time. I didn't-
very well.
I missed it in my math, I guess. I thought it was a little later. Shit. Alright.
Hmm.
Thank you everyone for
No.
joining us.
Thank you for stopping by.
I hope you all have a very good day.
And remember, exorcism T-shirts will be on the Bard merch store coming soon. Be on the lookout.
Have a good day, guys.
All right, bye.
Sorry, I'm just back for like 2 seconds to say, Chloe, I love you. Okay, back to it.